I don't want to be the reason you guys can't start, especially if I'm not in the scene.
Well, either's a Glizzic. So, all right, everyone, roll me a 20-sider.
I see your 4 and meet you, sir.
Aha. Right in the middle. What now, Glizzic?
I'm going to roll above or below you.
Why if you roll a 10? Oh.
Nope, 8. Boo. I type in /roll10, no D in front of it.
All right, I'll roll a 20 for Glitz for Galgrim. Got a 19. All right, last session we went high to low, so this session is low to high. So, Glizzic, you will be first.
Of course, I was first until the little hairball. Ask your questions, Bridgekeeper. I'm not afraid.
All right, roll me 1d13.
Ah, can't use a die for that.
Nope.
13 it is. I want that new.
It's the newest question.
Hot off the press.
Gat. No.
All righty there, Mr. Glizzic. You have 1 minute to tell me who killed Lashio.
Whoa. Mr. Glizzic? I didn't go to witch doctor school for 3 months to be called Mr. Glizzic.
But you didn't graduate either.
Lashiel was me. I did it. Glizzic. The storm.
Sorry, there's no one called me in the party, so
I'm in a denim plane.
that is correct.
Cool. And then I absorbed all her little black gooey stuff into my cyanus.
Nasty.
Yep.
All right,
Well, hey.
Razavir, roll me a 1d12.
I get a real dice.
Oh, like a barbarian gnome.
A boom.
Boom.
All righty.
Sound of their kneecaps hitting each other.
Dr. Razavir.
Oh, I see how it is.
We don't like goblins, sir.
He definitely didn't go to medical school. He told us that explicitly.
That doesn't mean he doesn't tell people he's a doctor. He plays doctor every day.
I'm a better doctor than actual doctors, so what did their fancy school do for them? Nothing.
Just
put them in debt.
It's a PhD in alchemy.
All right, Razavir, you've got 1 minute to tell me what sort of tattoo did Zakara get during the last downtime?
Ooh, that's a good one. Let's see.
Came up before. I don't remember who got it though.
I can't remember if this was the same tattoo.
Same magical tattoo.
30 seconds.
I'm looking through my tattoo notes.
That's
There's
fine.
not a lot of them. Gonna
10.
go with a wild guess here and say she got her hands on a reflexive tattoo.
That is not correct.
Oh.
What's that?
Fable.
What's that? It's a neat tattoo, but it's uncommon, so.
All right, Kruger, 1d11. One, two, three. Roll me a 1d5, Kruger.
Ooh.
2 chances to not roll a good dice. A real dice.
All right, Kruger. You got 1 minute to tell me. Make sure I get the right one. What physical or visible change happened to Glizik after absorbing the ley line magic?
Didn't his runes light up?
No. That is incorrect, sir.
Womp womp.
Apparently, I don't have that anywhere in my notes. I searched all the keywords.
What?
Except for
Shaman
that
and
keyword.
goblin? All right, Razavir, Romeo, 1d10.
What now?
1d10. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not you. You
already-
already went.
I
Damn
already
it.
went. I thought
Zakara.
this was for something else.
Hey, you won though. You got a 10. Exploding 10.
Hey, that's it. That is in a 10% increments. My odds of dying this game.
All right, Zakara, roll me a 1d2. Flip a coin.
Saw 4 in there.
All right, Zakara, you got 1 minute to tell me what piece of equipment did the lay magic seem to infuse for Glizik?
Oh, this is different than the last one?
Yes, this is not what physical change. This is what item.
Ah,
Yeah, everyone had like an item and a physical altercation or alteration.
his staff.
That is correct.
Well, I just got all the errors.
There you go. You're almost loaded then. All right, who wants to roll a 1d9 for Galgrim?
I could roll a 10 and re-roll a 10.
Son. Which staff? He has 3.
That I don't know.
Whoa.
They're all duct
They're,
taped
they're
together.
all the
I
same.
think.
They're his staff.
Did you
There we go.
did you say which staff or which staff?
Exactly. Which
Which
staff?
is staff.
They're all taped together in one bundle of sticks.
All right, someone roll me a d9.
Not it.
I offered, but Zargan said no.
Odds are Galgrim will miss the question just because he
One.
hasn't been here for so long, but
1.
I can try.
I know exactly.
It's an old question.
It
I
is
was
the
about to put them
oldest
through, sir.
question. It is the oldest question left.
Ooh, I have a chance.
Shuttle Tiberian, you may go through.
That, or I won't have a chance at all because it's from like right after I left.
Roll me a 1d3, Glizik, for Galgrim.
One.
This is bullshit, but it's valid.
What color was the pearl we got that you didn't want to get?
Nope. Galgrim, you have 1 minute to
Fuck my
tell
archetype.
me what archetype does Galgrim have?
Currently.
Yeah, let me just load my character sheet really quick.
He's like, unfortunately, it's still loading. I can't tell you. You got a minute, buddy.
Isn't it just Beastmaster?
That is correct.
Hey guys, I got one.
Wait.
Yeah.
You're the master of like honeybees? Bees master?
No, Cheese Master.
Ah, but
That
he's a
he,
cheese
he
maker.
yeah, he was gone so long that he was in Wisconsin. Like
He just comes in instead of the regular helmet, he's got a big cheese head helmet on.
exactly.
All right, let me pop up the rewards. You've seen them before, but
I would like to point out, since I got my bachelor's degree, I have 100% attendance, update, and question answer rating.
Wow. It's only down from here.
yeah,
Whole fans.
they're both right. The party has 11 points total. What, if anything, would you like to purchase this evening?
I think a mythic point.
I'd like to recruit Nebeli to be our new broker of the vault.
I can't tell if my characters haven't loaded yet or if I don't have any characters to select.
They should come up and be automatically picked for you. Pretty much that's how it's working for most people.
Across the top of the
Do I
screen,
not
you
have the
see everyone's.
character thing for the bear or anything anymore?
No, I
It
think
should
you
say
still.
Galgrim 2.0.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have Galgrim 2.0.
You haven't clicked on him yet, though, because it's not bold for the letters. But it like.
oh
Right.
no, Bernie's owned by me. Wonder why?
How do I?
He's got to do permissions or something for you.
I mean, I haven't joined the server before. You probably haven't given me any permissions for any of them.
No, if you have Galgrim 2.0, you should have them.
I see him up there, but I can't do anything with him.
Left click on him.
That now he's assigned to you.
Hey, now I can do things with him. Cool.
Well, yeah, if you see how underneath the picture his name is in bold white.
Yeah.
That means you're actually fully loaded in and you have access to them.
Okay.
And if you go to the character selection screen, you should see Bernie there too.
Okay. Do I not have all the sheets for my other animal forms?
Not the other ones, no. I don't think we have ever updated them yet.
Okay.
I'm not sure there's a whole lot of updating that they need, but
I don't think they need any unless there's something's changed.
whatever different feats and stuff that you took, Galvin took that he doesn't have or that he doesn't have anymore, but like the new stuff would need to be transferred over to him. But just go ahead and
Yeah.
find Bernie and grab him. There you go.
I also don't have Zenith either.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I didn't use my mythic point last time.
That's okay.
But my question is because the effect of 2 sessions ago that I used, it was 24 hours long, and we're still kind of in the same thing. Is that still running with my knowledge of nebulae?
Yeah.
Okay. Just curious.
Where's my focus point pool?
Actions.
Probably towards the top of your spell list and actions.
Either top or bottom, it all depends.
I've got 2 spots for mine, so it makes it fun.
Well, you have 3 because you have focus points, you have bard spells, you have witch spells, and they're all different groups.
Yeah, bard compositions and witch hexes each has their own focus point pool. Weird.
Okay. We'll have to jump in here later, Zargan, and do some updating, but I can deal with it for now.
Yep. All right. What do you guys wish to buy?
Focus points, which means something's not on here, right?
My vote's still for a mythic point for 2 points.
Mythic point.
That's 2 for a mythic. Do we hear a third?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. That's 2 points. Anything else?
I'm good.
Well, that'll do it for me.
All right, I gave you each two mythic points / hero points. Alrighty. Let me find my notes here and get the map up. What the heck? Ah, there it is.
I deal with Maeve all the time. Mystic, I was like, wrong dice.
All right.
They used to have their dice colors set differently, so I could tell.
You can still set it up too.
Yeah, when we went to the new thing and did all the remaster stuff, it reset them all to the same color.
Really?
Yep. All right. Would anyone like to attempt to do a recap of our last session?
Ooh, pick me.
No.
If anyone wants the low hanging fruit, I can take it if they don't want it.
We
I
fought
didn't see much
the
last
end.
time. The portal went away, and then I said, "What did you do?" And he goes, "What did you do?" And then we just faded to the rest of the party.
All
Poor
right.
Naughty had to sit out all last session.
Yep. All right, you guys went to the prince, the underwater prince there, because you were summoned to deal with the Geas Glizik has upon him. He gave you a quest to go and bring his mate back. He did not know where she was being held, but he knew a guy who was supposed to be finding out, and he sent you to see him. That guy was in the port or the town of Highport. You guys took the airship, flew up there. Being Highport's a city in Thulengard, Kruger, who was just recently visiting there, explained a little bit about the area, the kingdom, and how it works to everyone. You guys went to the what was it? The Rusty Ray Pier, which was a bar in the bottom of like an apartment building. You went down there, asked for this guy just as a fight pretty much started. There was some fighting. What a surprise! Or no, there was not. There was no fighting.
I was about to say
Kruger
we did not
intimidated the
fight.
guy. Kruger went up and intimidated the mage, who was not happy. Kruger said he could have the guy after he was done with him, and due to the clothing and the air of importance Kruger portrayed, and a good role, he convinced the guy who left and was waiting outside. Talking to the guy, you went up to his little janky room upstairs. He told you what he knew, that a man named Nabali was holding her prisoner. He is a collector and an auctioneer. He owns a bazaar / auction house where he auctions off magic items and so forth. It was late during the evening, due to pretty much martial law and such in the city and the way you guys are dressed, and that you're not human. You decided to spend the night. Zakara went down and got a couple rooms. Then you guys spent the night and then left. Afterwards, you enabled the contact to be. I don't remember if someone put a spell on him, wasn't it? Some kind of disguise spell, and so he could escape.
The guy
Like
who
he
gave
did.
us directions, he put on a
Yeah.
different human
Yeah, I
skin.
think- I think he did that
he did.
himself.
Okay.
Because he was scum and he could shape change.
Well. Just because he's a criminal doesn't mean he's scum, okay?
Scum.
All right, then you guys left, and you went down the street, and on your way to the bazaar to speak to this Nabali, you saw a guy, like a rich nobleman's kid, with his little underling with him on the street. All of a sudden, like he started screaming and convulsing and fell to the ground, and this thing burst out of his chest.
A little scarab.
Yep.
Face hugger.
You guys went up to talk to the guy. A minute or so later, this guy ran out of a nearby house, all in a panic, and you found out that was the guy you've come to see, and he has convinced you to try to figure out how the nobleman's son died, with that scarab of death that was last in his possession.
That'll kill anybody who picks it up after, what, 5 minutes?
Couple minutes, yeah.
That was a freaking short ass time, so he just swiped it.
And then you guys kind of spoke with the underlings, the noble's underling. You went to the bazaar, spoke with Nabali, and he was showing you guys around the house a little bit. He took you down to the vault, showed you the vault and his golem that protects it, who just kind of stood there and watched you guys. And then after a couple attempts to talking about how people can break into the vault and so forth, Nabali and Glizik went through the portal and disappeared.
Uppa.
Pretty much so. He carried Glizik through the portal, and it worked. About 10-15 seconds later, the portal poofed, trapping Glizik and Nabali somewhere else. At that point,
important piece of information is that was definitely Glizik's fault.
Nope. Not as far as we know.
You guys do not know anything.
Mm-hmm.
As that happened, the golem activated and told you to bring it back. You guys got into a little bit of a word fight, and then combat started. The first round or so of combat went pretty good for the party. You hit him several times, did some damage, but then it quickly turned. Dice on the party side were not very cooperative. I don't think Kruger rolled above like a 10 more than once or twice.
We hit him like twice in the first turn and then like never again.
Yep. And Mugaboo just kept hitting the shit out of everybody. He grabbed Raz and restrained him, and then beat the hell out of Zakara. Zakara almost dies. She was down to dying 4. Actually, she went to dying 5. Is it dying 4 or 5 that you die at now?
5.
5. She went to dying 5, but spent her secret hero point to stabilize.
But I shouldn't have crit failed.
That was then, and this is now. And then Raz got loose. I believe Kruger freed Raz, and instantly Raz was fully healed. And then Raz got Zakara up a little bit. Kruger ran. Mugaboo chased Kruger upstairs. Raz and Zakara are following behind. I believe Zakara's invisible.
Yep.
Kruger ran outside and climbed up onto the roof.
Zakara and Raz are both invisible, and Kruger went up.
I don't think Raz is invisible.
They both were.
Yes, they're both invisible.
Otherwise, the golem would still be beating them up in that same room. It didn't see them when it came into the room after them.
Well, no, they came upstairs after the golem went into the room.
He was trying to be very stealthy, remember?
There it is. I'm like, I don't think he's invisible, but okay, I see it now. I say he should have that on him, and he does. All right, so it's pretty much we're still in combat rounds, but not really. It is Mugaboo's turn. He's kind of standing right there, blocking the door out to the foyer, which is the way out. The windows in here are all barred, and be really hard to squeeze through. Zakara might, just because she's a freaking cat thief. Raz, you probably have no chance.
Now, you got to clarify whether or not that there's any chance whatsoever. Because if there's any chance whatsoever, I might have something I can do for it.
Become jellyfish.
Kinda.
There is always a chance, but it's really, really, really low. The
You
DC
need
for
more
you is going to
heads.
be very high.
It is the end of round 10.
It is. While in the cutoff portal, Glizik looks around. He sees the prince's mate laying in the bed, like tied up and just not moving. She's under some kind of a suspended animation spell.
I kiss her. True love.
There's
Didn't you see the Snow White remake? That ain't gonna fly anymore.
What do you
There's
mean
a
I need consent? I'm 10.
there's treasure and such in here, and Glizik and Nebeli is blaming each other for what happened. One is speaking the truth, the other one is not.
Oh, what a lie.
So, Raz and Zakara, what are you doing?
I have an
This is-
idea.
I was doing things too.
You don't count. You're an orc.
Rude.
That's another story. He's one level up.
He's two up.
Didn't we end on Mugabu's turn?
Yeah, but he doesn't see anybody. So he's just standing in front of the door, kind of looking around.
You throw a stone down the stairwell you came out of.
So we'll go to start at round 11 with the kitty cat, Zakara.
She's a kitty cat.
Meow.
And she dance. She dance.
Mugaboo is definitely looking around, trying to see anyone. Let me roll a seek for him.
Did Raz eat a mud fried bracelet?
Yes, that was last round.
Okay.
I don't know if Zakara would know that
I would not know that.
because Raz was invisible.
I know Raz wasn't sneaking up here, but I was, so would I probably know or use?
You know, Raz went in invisible, and he probably came up the steps, but you really don't know where he's at.
She could try and seek him, though.
It'd be really hard because
I don't think it would be.
Well, depends because he is hidden to her. I mean, she could, but it's a little bit different.
Is he only hidden?
If I'm just hidden to her, then she knows what square I'm in. Basically, she knows where I am.
No, it wouldn't be that.
If it's the next one up, then she would have to seek to make me hidden.
Yeah,
but
it's the next
my
one up.
My DC is only 26.
You are known or whatever the next one up.
Undetected.
Or wait,
Undetected, yes.
Oh, sorry.
And where Zakara is only hidden to Mugaboo.
Wait,
because he saw you turn invisible.
No.
Yep.
You got that backwards.
No, was it you I saw?
Yeah, because she went invisible downstairs after she came to consciousness after Mugaboo was chasing after us.
I thought it was. I knew it was one of you.
And I've been sneaking around since I've been invisible.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that was me you're thinking of. Because my DC for stealth is I actually looked at my skill. 11.
You weren't even stealthing.
Yes, because it's 11. There's no point.
And we'll leave it at that.
Noise.
You do. You make too much noise. All those bottles clinking every time you take a step.
Brett's got bottles and cans attached to strings on his feet.
Basically.
Just married.
So Zakara, what are you doing?
Okay. I am going to attempt to tumble through to get through the door.
Okay.
Tie his shoelaces together.
He doesn't have shoes. He's all metal.
Soldering the feet together.
Maybe if you had an arc welder, maybe.
Right.
And
field arc.
My boots do something for this, but does it do it automatically?
I believe it does.
Okay.
We will find out. Yeah, you have a +1 on tumble through.
Yeah. Okay, so that is 15, and then tumble through.
And you're still stealthing at full speed, right?
Because she's a
I would
bullshit thief.
I would want to. I don't know how. I don't know if I can with tumble through.
Tumble through innately like slows you down to
Yeah.
fast speed through enemy squares unless you have something to counteract that.
I do. I ignore difficult terrain.
Well, there you go.
Is it called difficult terrain?
I believe it is.
Okay.
Difficult
I
Moran.
believe it says it's treated as difficult terrain.
Wow.
Par for the course.
Yep. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Good thing it's a skill check.
Oh my!
That's not supposed to happen.
Gave you the 20 side that's got all ones on it. That's so mean.
Okay, and I get to add 4 to this.
Yes. That's a little better.
Yes.
All right, you succeed and tumble through him. As you kind of go through the door, he does swing at you.
It does say in the text there difficult terrain, like you were saying too, Zargan. Just FYI.
Yeah, I thought it did.
30.
He's a 50-50 shot of missing you. Flat check, right?
Does he have to see me?
As long as he knows you're there, and since you're running between his legs. All right, now the 50-50.
Yeah, I think we ruled last time he can AOO invisible people because I got bonked a couple of times.
Well, he would have smacked you good, but then he rolled a 4 on his check, so he does not even hit. He doesn't hit you. He smashes his fist into the wall next to your head, and you're through the door. So go ahead and finish your move.
Okay, so that was 20, 25, 30, and 35,
You got 45 total,
45.
and the door is currently, I believe, Kruger left the one door open.
Yes.
Actually, both doors. The doors you came through and the front door is open.
And all upstairs is bright light, right?
Yes.
All right, then I will keep running. And start curving around.
And start what?
Start heading down this way. That was, sorry, that was 10 feet or 15 where I am.
I don't know.
I believe you moved one square diagonally.
Okay.
It was, yeah.
And the second movement is sneaking.
Yeah, I know. We're using the same check you rolled before. And you see Kruger about 10 or 15 feet up on the wall. At least it looks like he's on the wall. But then you look, he's not touching the wall. He's just like hovering there in midair. That damn airwalk.
Sounds like shaman stuff.
I told you he's a shaman. Don't believe him.
Not a shaman. I just know how to effectively use my body.
That's what she
Okay,
said.
my last action, I'm going to just look in the, because that's a window there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna look around and seek for Raz.
Okay.
You say it's a window or just bars?
It's a window with bars like on the outside of it. This guy's rich. Of course he has glass in his windows.
This is a secret check, I think, for Seek.
I don't even think she could fail on a natural one.
Eh,
The DC should only be 11. I'm not trained in stealth.
well, I'm not sure it matters if you're trained, because it's whatever your 11 is plus 10, so DC would be a 21.
No. It's 10 plus your bonus, which is 1. So my DC is 11. Yeah, my bonus is an 11. No, I'm not trained, so I only have a +1.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you had an 11 on your stealth score.
No.
Okay, yeah, you have a +1 on. Yeah, yeah. Well, she tried to roll a 1, but all right, you're not 100% sure, but you think he's in right where he's at. You think he's in that square right there, hiding behind that like auctioneer's table.
Okay.
You see like some predator camouflage going on there. And that's your last action.
Yes.
Kruga, what are you doing? Hovering in midair.
This particular window does not have bars, correct?
Of course it does.
It also has bars?
Yes.
I thought you said they didn't have bars before.
No, they all have bars.
If you move your token,
Because
does
you
it have
asked
little
you
dots?
asked if there was a ledge in case you fell, something you could grab. And of course there is, because there's bars there.
That's what you want me to think.
Yep, that's what it is.
You went back and altered the map between sessions.
Yep.
So is it glass then bars or bars then glass from my side?
From your side is bars, then glass.
Okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to break the glass.
All right, that's just going to cost you an action.
Yeah, I figured.
With your strength and athletics, it's not a contest.
Just
And
before you like commit too many things, do you have to maintain your flight by doing a move or sustain?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
He doesn't have to.
I don't know if it's literally a fly or it's just like where you were left over from last time.
It's a fly speed.
Okay.
So it has all the same rules. My second one is I'm going to pry the bars open.
All right, that's definitely going to be a athletics check.
It's a long shot for Kruga.
I think he tried this before and didn't do very well.
uh,
47 with a nat 20.
Much
All
better than
right.
last time.
No, it's not. It's not an attack. He did good on like an athletics check or something last time. All right, Krieger, you grab hold and you have to flex pretty good. But you go to bend him and you pretty much rip the 2 bars you're holding right out of the freaking stone. So now there's enough room for a fat orc to crawl through.
I am going to just drop said bars specifically so they'll fall in front of the window.
Alrighty. I want you to roll me 2 20-siders. If you roll a 19 and 20 on either one, you bonk Sakara right in the head.
That's what I'm talking about.
I am invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And you're
And
asking
sneaky.
like he would care.
I tried.
Sakara,
Dod.
this metal bar lands, like come right down on your right hand side, barely miss you, and half a second later, one lands on the left side of you. And you look up and you see Krug up there, and I'm assuming with your third action, are you crawling in?
Yeah, I'll basically just like step in.
It's like
And
on the second floor or something.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Zakara invisibly flips him off.
Mhm.
And then I'll just
That'll
yell
cost
out.
you 10 feet of movement, Trigger, to crawl in.
That's fine.
Unless you have some bullshit to avoid difficult terrain as well.
Nope. If I want to make it not difficult terrain, I just rip out more bars.
Like,
Um,
you mean the wall? I
just the
punch it.
entire wall comes up like it's just one piece of work.
I mean, you did it before back in the museum.
No, that was a bunch of punching though.
I'm just saying.
I'll basically like just step in and I'll yell, hurry, let's go. Just trying to like make it distinct that my voice is coming from like inside and up here.
Okay. Well,
And that'll be it.
I'll describe the room to you because I don't know if you guys were in here before. It's a dining room. This dining room sits 8 people. A large tapestry completely covers the southern wall, and a rustic chandelier with magical flames provide the lighting. A wooden cupboard containing porcelain dishes, crystal glasses, and silver cutlery leans against the northern wall.
Mm.
So pretty much, you break the glass, rip the bars out, and crawl through, pushing the tapestry to the side, and then you come up and you yell out.
Stomping around like a bad upstairs
And
neighbor.
Zakara, you hear him easily. All right, and you want any more movement, Kruga?
No, I'm gonna stick by the door.
Okay. Razavir, sir, what are you doing?
Since there's a window in the way, that kind of
Yep.
slightly changes my plan here.
You're pretty sure you could break the glass,
Yeah,
but
but
you're not sure about the bars unless
I
you got
wouldn't.
some kind of something to deal with them.
I mean, the idea is to use some chromatic jellyfish oil to squeeze between them, because if it's anything remotely, if it's possible at all, then that should help with that. But I don't have the action economy to do it all in one go.
How high is the ceiling/door?
The ceilings in here are like 12, 15 feet. The doors are only like 7 or 8 feet high. Mugaboo could fit through the door, but it'd be like when he came up the steps. It's not an easy fit for him.
It's a squeeze. So we will. Let's see, invisibility is better than the other thing I had here. Anyway, we will do quick alchemy, whip that up, and drink it. And I don't see it on my actions because I don't know if don't think I've actually used this before. So I'm not seeing it in here.
Using what?
The chromatic jellyfish oil.
Hmm.
Didn't you use it on somebody else, or were you just thinking about it last time?
No, we were thinking about it.
Is it an elixir or it's in
It's an
your
elixir.
it's in your book?
Yeah, it's in the book, but I can't use it from the book.
No, but if you drag and drop it into your spells, you can use it there.
Give it a try. I don't think that's ever worked before.
Grab it and drag it onto where it says on your stuff on where it says cantrips. Oh
Nothing.
no, that's right. No, that won't work. All right, never mind. You'd have to drag it from the items, the Raz's wondrous things, in which that's why Ty doesn't have one. Let me see if I have one made up. I do not.
Well, we can keep the effect in mind then, as it is just a 10-minute buff. After consuming it, I gain resistance to precision and extra damage from critical hits according to its type, which would only be 5 points. That's not the important part. While the effect lasts, you ignore difficult terrain caused by moving through tight spaces that aren't tight enough to force you to squeeze, and you can move 5 feet per round when you successfully squeeze, or 10 feet on a critical success, as opposed to whatever the hell it is, like 5 feet a minute or something like that.
Yeah.
You can also crawl at half your speed. So basically, the idea is that it might help me squeeze through those bars that would otherwise be snowball shot in the dark, or snowball's chance in hell.
Gotcha. So you conjure it, you rub it on
Drink it.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's an oil.
And
That's 2 actions.
Conjuring, I knew you were a shaman.
Make sure you mark off the regions.
yep, regions is marked
'Cause
off.
what do you have? What, one left now?
1 action left. I'm going to
No,
use it.
I mean reagents. You got what, 1
No,
left?
that's it. That's gone.
Oh, that
They're
was
all
the last
gone.
one? Okay.
That's it.
I know you went
Yep.
through a bunch.
Yeah, had needed to. They were taking this dude hits for like 3/4 of their health on a not crit.
No.
And then the last thing I'm going to draw is going to be an elixir of life.
All right.
I don't have enough actions to do anything else.
All right. Mugaboo with
Do,
his
do, do, do,
massive
do, do.
speed.
It's massive speed of 20 feet. Well, that makes that a little easier.
Come on, Tubby, get in the block. All right, Kruger, the one door upstairs with you opens, and you see Mugaboo start to come through. And that's his turn.
Excellent.
Kruger just wanted his honorable 1v1.
All right, Zakara, you're up.
Okay.
I'm going to crawl up and go in the room with Kruger.
I have not learned to fly yet. Although I guess I can
Slacker.
climb. Alright, I'm just gonna sneak this way, and do I see Mugaboo up the stairs?
You see him, yeah, hovering over, up the stairs, right? Oh, right about there, but up a floor. You can see my blue circle, right?
Yes.
I don't know how to get rid of it, but
You right and left click together.
got it. Thank you. I think you have a little bit of movement left on your first action.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm just going to wait there and keep an eye on Mugaboo to see if he comes back down.
Okay.
And I'm hoping Raz is coming soon.
Kruger, you're up.
I'm going to hold an action for when he like approaches me and gets through the door, that I am going to fly out when he like right before he gets within reach of me to attack me.
Well, what's that reach?
I don't remember from last time, but I feel like Kruger would.
You believe he has a 10-foot reach.
All right, so when he's 15 feet away, then I would fly away.
All right. Haha, he has a 15-foot reach. Haha!
Kruger's a fly.
All right. Raz, you're up.
Okay, that makes this a little simpler. I'm going to use an action to click my boots of speed together. That's one action, which I will then use the free action, the quickened action it gives to stride.
Okay.
Whoops. That's 15. That should be 20 if I can just go diagonally.
Yeah.
Ah, right. I'm still blind whenever I'm selected. Then this would
That
be
makes no sense because it's lit in
30,
here.
which I believe is my movement is 30 with the boots. So first action or second action, I will stride again. I just have to click off of myself every time I want to see
That
where I'm
makes
going.
no sense.
So 5, 10. We'll probably 15 right into Zakara because I don't know she's there.
And she doesn't know you're coming.
Well, I feel like she would know I'm coming. There's no way she doesn't notice. I'd have like an 11 DC. She looked for me earlier, right? She just hear the pitter
Raz is
patter.
like clinking, just going, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter. If I bump into her,
She
great.
strikes. She strikes with the rapier, killing you. Nope. You can go through.
Fine, I have 5 points of damage resistance to precision damage. I'll be fine.
Yeah, because that's all she ever rolls is 5.
Okay, that'll be 15 to bump into her, so I'll say like I think it's actually 30 to get this diagonal. Why can't I move through this door?
That's just not open.
Hey, I don't
You
know
can
how
go
Now
it
it
through my
is.
door.
That would be 30 to get there, and out here.
Yep.
I
You're on
will
the street.
third and final action. I will fly, which I know is difficult terrain, so I can basically go 15. Was there a limit on the? Let me check the freaking little wing things first.
Yeah, I think your fly speed's 6. Is it 60?
It's 30 feet or your speed, whichever is lower. So they're the same. So I can go 15 feet up because it's difficult terrain to fly up, right?
Correct. Yes. It's double
Okay.
to go up.
I want to go like 15 feet up, but like over 5 feet as well. Like on like in a line like that.
Okay. Which
Just so I'm
over
not
which
like
way?
just straight. Like I can't move any more down because I think that's the edge of the map.
It is.
South 5 feet
Okay.
square wise, but up 15.
Okay. All right.
I don't. Do I see Kruger?
No.
Okay. Do I see the damage he put to the fucking the property
Yes.
damage he did to a window? Okay, that's
Yep.
probably good enough.
Property damage.
All right, then I'm good. I have no snack. You squished it because you're a monster.
I am. All right. Mugaboo squeezes through and starts coming for you, Kruger.
All right, I will do my held action and I will fly away.
Okay. Go ahead and move. Haha, you can't. I'm on top of you. You go out and then. Oh, you probably can't go through that. There you go. And
I would just
where are you
continue
flying?
to go out.
Just like straight out.
Yeah, I want to make sure that like it doesn't come up and like smash a giant hole in the wall or anything and like still hit me.
All right. You go out about how far away from the place? You can probably go out 20 feet, 30 feet before you'd hit the building across the street.
Actually, I'll go out on land. Figure might as well just do that.
All right.
That way, I don't have to roll my check for the being in midair still.
You come down, you fly out, and just land. You got any movement left? You
I
figured you
mean,
were, let's see, 10 to go through the window, 20 to drop. Well, actually, you're flying, so it's 10 to drop. So you've moved 20 feet.
still no clue of the other two and what happened to them.
Nope.
So Kruger's,
Uh,
if he comes out, can I just say something real quick? Because
You
you're only like
can.
20 feet away. See Kruger come out and just say, "We're clear."
You see him come down and like float down and land.
And I will, in that case, I'll start heading off toward the way that we saw the guy take his master.
That'd be to the left.
Yeah, then I'll start like heading that way.
Okay. Are you guys, are Zakara, Raz, you guys following?
And I'll kind of
Yep.
just acknowledge that I heard them without saying much else.
Yes, I will keep
Alright.
pace, kind of a wide berth to the side, but flying
Okay.
above. I mean, at some point, he's probably going to hear the fluttering of the wings because I'm not being stealthy.
And you have wings.
Yep, I got those 4 mud bug wing things, like a dragonfly.
Yep. All right. You guys go off into the town, and we'll switch over to the goblin.
This is the real show right
You
here.
awake, Lizik?
This Mugaboo shit was filler.
Yep, trying. But
It's the
5.
goblin show now.
I hate hate filler arcs.
All right, Glizik.
It's midnight over here. Yeah,
It is not.
in the demiplane.
What are you doing, Glizik? You and Nabalu has kind of argued for a minute or two over whose fault it is.
Well, how did you get it open in the first place? You said somebody set it up for you, yes?
Well, yeah,
Well, where's that person?
in
Got
the
him on speed
town.
dial, right?
Oh, so they could go get like a new portal set up for you?
That's not how that works.
Why?
He can set up a new portal, but it wouldn't be to here.
Should be.
That's
How'd
not
you
how
make
that
this
works.
before if he didn't do that after
He did
you
it.
made this?
He did it. But if he makes another
No.
one, it goes somewhere else. That way, this is secure, and he can't just come in here and do what he wants.
I don't know about that. It's just Glizzy logic. I'm sure that's what he told you he did, you know.
Oh, he's very trustworthy.
Uh
Unlike some people.
huh. It's not me that broke your door. It just stopped working. 'Cause I rolled
Mhm,
balls out on that. You have no idea.
mhm.
Subtle spell is such a chaos goblin ability, and I love it.
It's bullshit in remaster because it's both like conceal and silent rolled into one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Because I
they just
looked
see
that shit
something.
up.
Yep.
wouldn't even have to say anything when those Hell Knights freaking dominated you, son.
Yeah, we walked in and just all of a sudden they went wink out of existence. So he has no idea it was me that did it. I'm just like, hey, I'm
Well,
just
you
trying
were
to
looking at it
work for
when
you.
when it happened. You had your
I
back
was
turned
looking
to
at it, but
him.
it winked out. Yeah.
I know it was weird.
So, is there a way you can contact that person to try and make another entrance so we can get out? Or do you have
No,
something in here we can use to get out?
no, can't you? Aren't you a spellcaster?
I am a spellcaster. It may take me a few days. We may need an extra person to cast this thing, but yeah, we can get out of here.
All right.
I may have to start burning through some of your inventory to get enough magical points to make it work, but we can do it.
Well, what do you mean?
You can start grabbing
Magical
stuff off the
points.
shelves at random. What's this? What's this? It just starts going through everything. Like, just loot goblining
Okay.
through everything, picking things up like a little rhesus monkey.
All right, Jack. What's it? Skeleton.
We named the monkey Jack.
All right, you've been in there maybe about 10 minutes, Glizik. You're starting to go through all his shit. He's like, "Hey, be careful with that," all this
Yeah.
stuff like that. And you're
Throwing it
kind
like
of
Yoda.
exactly. And
Fat
all of a
little
sudden,
fucking-
The little light.
all of a sudden, you hear Natalie go, "Oh, thank God!" And you kind of look over, and the
Which
portal's
one?
back.
it's
It's an
the-
important question.
the portal's there, but you got the image of the Reaper in the portal.
No.
Yes, indeed. What'd you do? Did you turn something back on?
No, it just came on by itself. We should probably leave. Come here. I'll carry you out. Otherwise, you'll be trapped.
My arms are so full of treasure.
No, they're not.
All the stuff I've been picking up. None of this works.
He's not saying anything. Just remember, you have no way out of here. You can't use the portal without him, and he's not taking you out with all his shit.
Well, if I stay another day, I could, because then I can
Could you?
dispel the slumber on the lady. And she can take his form and carry me out.
If you think that'll work.
Somebody came in here earlier that wasn't him, apparently. I'll play along and still because we're still working for him per
Yep.
se. And I
As
have
far as
no
you
Play
know.
along.
I'll play your game, you rogue.
All right, you put the stuff down. You kind of go over. He kind
I
of
don't
pats you
clean
down.
it up.
No,
Yeah, right.
I didn't say you put it back. I said you put it down.
Frisking me.
And then he picks you up, and and you step through the portal.
Throw a spider tracer on the captive lady.
As you come out of the portal, you see Mugaboo walking down the steps towards you.
Hey, it's a robot. Where's he been? Hey, where's my friends?
Clear signs of combat all over the shattered
There's a
vials. and
bunch of
blood.
There's a bunch of pools
We're
of
looking
blood here.
around.
Smells like
Glass
antiseptic in
shattered.
here.
There's a little bit of black fur like stuck in one of his fists.
Did your robot kill my friends?
They escaped, master.
Does he go on this murderous type of rampage often?
Well, he's to defend if maybe your friends deactivated the portal, and that would have set him off.
Maybe your robot deactivated the portal. Did you ever think of that?
He can't.
Yeah, he also said that he saw you go in earlier today and come out with the scarab too. So I thought you were gonna like wipe
I
his
think
memory
he
or
might
something
be
with the cloth.
confused. So, let's go find your friends. And he starts heading upstairs. Or I'm assuming you're following, or you want to stay down here with Murderbot 3000.
Oh, he's still carrying me as far as I knew.
Oh no, he puts your ass
Just
down.
Yoda Luke this thing.
Nope, he puts your ass down.
Fine, I whip out the broom and I'm gonna fly along with him inside the house,
You're such a witch.
laying down sideways on the broom with my feet crossed.
Okay, Scanlan. All right, you go upstairs and you go up to the main room. One of the walls to you come up into the auction room, and he's like,
Confused.
"What the heck happened?" There was a bunch, you can see like some dented spots where Mugaboo was chomping. The door is open. There's a hole in the wall about
Oh yeah,
about 5 foot tall.
yeah. Your robot is got a path of destruction going on here. What the hell, man?
Well, that's what it looks like. You head out into the foyer. The doors are wide open. And he's like, I don't know if your friends are here. You should go find them while I tend to all of this.
Is there some way I can contact you that's easier than using spells or something, though? I mean, what do you got?
You
got
can
a
come
card?
here. You can come here.
Mundane people.
I don't have
How
any.
dare I have to be mundane?
You're the spellcaster. I'm not.
Praying to crane bug on reindeer infest because Kezgron. Sorry, can tell me you know that quote from Icewind Dale.
I didn't really hear it.
May the fleas of 1,000 reindeer infest your groin. Remember?
Nice.
I guess
I think my wife told me that on our wedding vows.
I'll start looking for my friends and come back here. They must have essentially, fought with the robot and tried to keep the destruction to a minimum if I know them.
Yeah.
But I don't know what touched that thing off. You might want to turn it off for a bit or something. See if you can, restart it or so it's not crazy.
It's not a Windows PC. I can't just reboot it.
Off. On.
Speaking of Windows, you may want to look at your second floor.
Hey, it's bars.
He doesn't know that yet.
You're hitting us so hard that we were seeing the Windows reboot symbol.
All right, Glizzy, you go out there and start walking. You see two like iron bars laying on the ground. You kind of look up, and the window above it is like smashed open.
First, when I see the bars, I look at the window next to me, and I'm like,
no, it's fine.
Bar. Those are all there. Then I look up, I'm like, shit.
But there's no glass outside, so something must have broken in, not out.
All right, I broom up that way.
All right, definitely broken. The windows broke. The two bars were ripped out of it. There's a you can't really see into the room that much because there's a tapestry blocking it, but tapestry's definitely like squished to the side.
So Zargan, I'd love for it to be me slowly going across. I'm thinking like Dune with the little floaty thing that was going to kill Paul in the room, slowly floating towards it. I'm going past the tapestry just as Kruger can see the tapestry start to move, but not really know it's me yet. He thinks maybe it's the robot. Kruger, would you like to try and attack Lizik?
Kruger's not there.
I thought he went in that room.
He
No, we
did.
left.
They're long gone now.
Ah, okay. I was hoping to get attacked. All right, fine.
You go up
I
there
was
and look.
hoping a
You don't see anyone.
strong, strapping orc would be there to punch me in the face.
I know. Hey, 10,000 years in the Cave of Wonders there, I tell you. right.
Back to the group. You guys kind of head down the street to that little park where that statue is, and kind of regroup there. By then,
The bull.
yep. Let's see. I believe most people's invisibility is wearing off by then.
Mine's only a minute.
Yeah.
Mine is a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
I think yours is like
Yeah,
10
10 minutes. Because it's not greater invisibility.
Yep. There it is. You go down to the park, Kruger, and as you walk in there, Zakara like poofs out of nowhere with the hood of her little cloak up. And you can hear Raz kind of walking around near you as well. He's many things, but he's not stealthy.
He's somehow the most obvious out of the group, despite being invisible.
People notice you two because they hear me. It's like, man, that orc's got a lot of beakers on him.
I still look like a human though.
Yes, you do. You kind of hang out here for a couple minutes, catching your breath and making some small talk. Raz will appear.
How's well, I'll do some treat wounds as we're regrouping because people need it. That'll take 10 minutes.
I don't think anyone there can have it, can they?
Well, they can have a regular treat wounds, not a battle medicine. Yeah, they're separate things.
Well, I know, but oh. No, because like
I mean, we
Zakara
hadn't
has.
had any other fights today.
I know, but oh no, you're right.
Yeah, the cooldowns for battle medicine don't affect treat wounds.
Correct. Yep.
They're technically two completely different mechanics. It's just they use treat wounds mechanics.
Yeah, it's the
for
same
healing.
mechanic, but it's called two different things. But yeah.
I think I can't be healed for part of it.
You can't be healed for
Well, there's the mutagen I can't heal. There's the drained that you suffered, right?
Yeah, she's pretty much at
Several
max
levels
hits.
of drained.
She's at max hit points at the moment.
Am I? Yeah, I am.
Are you?
Well,
Oh, current
her current
73.
max,
Yes.
Because she's down
Mine is-
26 from the mutagen, and down a bunch more from being drained.
Gotcha. So it's just Kruger then.
Yep. I don't think. Are you drained at all, Kruger? Did I drain? No, because you
No.
had that fucking mask on.
I do have the mask on, which you kindly reminded me of. Thank you.
I mean, I'm trying to kill you, but I want to kill you, fairly.
I'll do treat wounds on Kruger then.
All right.
So that'll eat up 10 minutes.
Yep.
And
As
then
you
my
do that,
hood will be gone.
you become visible. Your wings go away. They kind of like pop off and like disintegrate to ash as they fall to the ground. And as you're doing this, you see a goblin sauntering his way up towards the park. A blue goblin who sees you and kind of like the saunters right up to you guys. These guys.
Now I punch the blue guy.
Wow.
Whatever you did.
Wow, most of them are in decent shape. Like there's no like huge gaping wounds on them except for Kruger. You could tell. I mean, there's bruises already forming. Raz looks like he was almost killed. Zakara probably looks like death.
I'm in perfect health if you ignore all the needles sticking out of me
exactly.
and the bandages.
Acupuncture.
These three were through a shitstorm. Lizik walks up, looking perfect as always.
You said it, not me.
Well, that's because you're a god. What do you expect?
That's just for the treat wounds.
Oh, wow.
Success on a natural
Fail,
3.
and you kill him. Yes.
Risky surgery.
Are you there, Galgrim?
It's me,
Yes.
Margaret.
All right. We can figure out why you're at this city at another time, Galgrim. But you're walking up to this park that has a big bull statue in it, looking for your friends because you were told that they were here. And you see some people over by the edge of the park under a tree. You see what looks like an orc who might be Kruga, a little gnome who probably looks like Raz, and some strange human. And
Okay.
Doesn't look
they're
like
talking
Alice.
and they're talking to a blue goblin who looks a lot like Glizzik.
But much bigger.
Much
Wide.
spelter.
Wider.
And
I
buff.
will shape into a spider and work my way up onto them.
Onto which one?
Kruga.
Now, when you say spider, are we talking Drider sized or?
No. I'll
Spider, spiders.
do my normal pet cache spider shenanigans.
Oh, I figured Bernie was in the pet cache just coming into the town. Are you trying to be stealthy or you just don't care?
I mean, I'm not trying to like sneak up on them, but like I'm
Okay.
just natural spider stealth.
And I'm sorry, who did you say you were crawling up on?
Who's there? Glizzik, Kruga.
You see Kruga, as you get close, you recognize Kruga, Glizzik, Raz, and some unknown human.
Raz. He's the one that's not gonna punch me.
Are you
Alright.
fucking sure about that?
Raz is tending to Kruga's wounds. And then as you finish Raz, you look down and you see the spider crawling up your leg.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna bottle that shit up. You know how much spider
Whoa, whoa,
venom
whoa,
can
whoa,
sell
whoa,
a
whoa,
lot of shit?
whoa, 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 whoa.
And the spider talks.
We're just holding up the first 2 legs. Hold on, buddy.
Kruger
Holy
now
shit,
punches
talking
it.
spider.
The
I always
spider
thought they were
talks
called
with
barking spiders.
Galgrim. The spider talks with Galgrim's voice. Interesting.
Not surprised. Galgrim, how long have you been here?
I just got here. Been in town for like a day, looking for you guys.
I still bottle the spider.
Wow. That's rude. All right, you have a bottle, Galgrim. Hey guys, come on, let me out of the
No.
bottle.
I don't cork it. I just hand it over to Glizzik.
He'll eat it.
Thanks, I was hungry.
Galgrim is
Shake,
back.
shake,
There's a few.
shake
so
that
there's some.
spider.
We have some catching up to do, but I think the more pressing matter at the moment is welcome back, Glizzik. What happened?
I will subtly put a fly in with the spider. The guy who we work for, whatever reason, he took me into the portal. The portal disappeared. It was like a little treasure room inside there. And the captive person we're looking for looked like they were there, but it like held in stasis. And he said that if we find the thing or whatever, that he'd be willing to maybe trade or talk about selling her to us or
Well,
something.
not find the thing if you can figure out what happened and prove like that
Yeah.
that he's innocent.
Yeah, what he hired us for. Then we have a chance to get the person that we were supposed to get. I did see her, and she was not moving, not dead, just held in magic. It looked like.
She ate a piece
Alright.
of an apple and went to perpetual sleep.
That the hell happened to you guys?
The moment that the portal disappeared, the golem demanded that we fix it. Told him it does not go well to smash the people he's looking to have fix it. He decided to smash anyway.
Well, obviously you were able to fix the thing though, because it came back into being. Whatever the guy did accidentally or whatever.
The case may be, we weren't there for it.
Well, here's another piece of information I gleaned while I was in there. Somebody in town made it for him. And he thinks that this person is very trustworthy and wouldn't be involved in, sneaking into there or something like that. But who knows? Maybe, maybe not. they made it, maybe they can get away to pick the lock for it or whatever.
Perhaps we'd rather just grab who we're here for and leave at this point. We offered to help, and their attack robot tried to squish us the moment that he separated us.
Yeah, and like I said to him earlier too, that thing isn't working right because it said that he went in there before. Remember when we were questioning it? It said that it saw him go in earlier and come out with the scarab. And then the owner guy, Nebuli, was saying, "Oh no, I didn't do that. That's screwy that he's remembering that. That wasn't me." So maybe somebody is another scum in the city, or somebody with the same abilities changed into his form, somehow got into the vault, came out with the scarab, and dropped it on the floor of the auction for some unknown reason,
Like the scum we saw before,
like the scum we saw before. Yeah,
who told us where to find her.
who could have been the little noble guy's henchman? I don't know.
There's a lot of extra angles going on here, but how does that help us get who we're here for before that thing in your chest bursts out and we see Encore of Greg?
Yeah, long may he reign, first of his name. But the employer guy, merchant man, wants to see us back again so we can try to figure out what's what. I don't know what else we can do or what other clues we're missing, but there's something fishy going on with him.
I want to kill that golem. Maybe after a few days, though.
We can also attempt to speak to the dead man's family, see if they
Yeah.
would have information.
Well, it's got to be something with the scarab, and I don't know why. Unless somebody did a really weird hit job on that kid.
I mean, this seems like business of the town rather than ours. We sure we don't want to just blackmail him. He doesn't want to be caught for this. We have enough information to turn him in. You can just
Out of
say, give us the lady, and we be on our way.
Out of character, the servant was Liam Roogs, and the nobleman was Aaron Littlehorn. It's in general in Discord.
Yeah. We're not particularly pleased with how his guard dog attacked us the moment that something got finky before even being bothered to hear us out. Especially since we're doing him a favor.
I
Would you
wouldn't say it's a
expect
favor.
anything else?
He was hiring you.
It was just animated stone.
What was the first part of that, Fable?
Would you expect anything different? It's just animated stone.
This one is definitely different, but constructs are usually very literal in their duties. It doesn't make sense to demand us to fix it and then immediately attack us before giving us an opportunity. That's a very human thing to do. Not literally human, mind you.
Still tracks.
And Galgum would probably recognize that the human sounds like Zakara.
She had an operation done,
And she coughs
got
up
the
a
tail
fur ball.
removed.
She talks like Catra from Shira. The purr sounds.
I was thinking the chick cat from the cat show with Lionel and
Thundercats, Cheetah.
Thundercats. Yeah. Everyone else is like, "What the hell are they talking about?" I knew you would know, Glizik. I knew it.
Snarf.
So exactly. Do you guys want to go back to talk to the merchant then, or do we want to go talk to the noble family, the Little Horns?
I mean, we could threaten to blackmail him, but what proof do we have?
There's certainly a have a clear of evidence pointing his direction. That's why he wanted our help in the first place. It doesn't look good on him. At least if we were quiet, he has an opportunity to clean it up before people come walking. This nobleman, was he towards Kruger since he's been from here? Would this individual be like, is there a lesser noble caste sort of thing? Like, how much shit is he in if they think he's the one who murdered them? Just like,
Would I
little
have any
noble.
idea of that, Zargan?
You mean you talk about the guy who was killed by the scarab, or you talk about Nabali? Nabali's not a nobleman. He's just a rich merchant.
No, the dude who was killed by the scarab that the merchant thinks is going to get pinned on him.
You know nothing about him, Kruger. Never
Okay.
heard of the name Little Hornby before, and he wasn't wearing anything that stood out that would make you know anything about him.
That's fair.
Oh, just like more of a general sense, like if someone goes and decks a noble in the face, and never mind,
I
kill
like
him.
what the repercussions
Yeah,
are.
Well,
is this auctioneer dude? Is he legitimately terrified of what will happen to him?
well, you know, in a normal city, assaulting nobles are usually a pretty high crime, and that's just assaulting them. Killing one is, unless you have a lot of pull, is probably years in prison, like 10 or 20. And depends on who this guy was or who his family is, it may even be death. And being, but you know, Kruger, that they have very few punishments up here in Thulagard. Usually it's like work camp or death. So there are no like, you know, you go sit in the cell for 20 years.
No community
No,
service.
no.
Really streamlined the process here,
Go,
huh?
go,
You
go clean up
you
the park. No,
you,
none of that.
you go to the mines and you dig shit for us. If you die there, oh well. If you don't and you're served your time, oh, we might let you out.
House arrest in the vault.
So, if it is an avenue we'd want to pursue, I think we would have plenty to work with. He's in hot water, and he knows it. Not if we still want to play nice. I'm fine with it as well. I just have some grievances against his little guard dog.
I have no problem blackmailing him. I just wonder what would happen if he is not receptive to it. And more accurately, what would happen to Glizik.
Sargon, sense motive about the personality for the merchant. I mean, with what I had going on for the mythic point and whatever skills I have, what would I roll for something like that? Just lore
Believe
for
it's
Nebily?
I believe it's perception.
It's like a perception against.
Because like I got a lore skill for him.
Correct, but that would be things about him, not like sensing his motive. If
Okay.
you want to know like where he's from or his family or all that shit, that would definitely be like the lore.
Okay.
So if you want to
Yeah,
roll
sense motive
a
is just a
perception,
perception.
Yeah,
yeah,
I just want to like think over like his body language when we were talking and stuff like that, just to see like if I can kind of figure out if maybe this was an attack to make him look bad from somebody in the city that he had enemies or something. I have no idea. Pissed off customer from one of his auctions or something.
It also doesn't hurt to explore the other avenues. More options are better than not enough options anyway, before we decide on what we want to do with him. So I could get behind going to investigate the other avenues as well. Is there a scum running around getting into the vault in the first place could solve our problem as well. But speaking of, this is a conversation that Galdron wasn't here for earlier. You hold the spider up, Glizik.
I hold the spider up and like ting ting the jar. Hey, listen up.
Galdron, do you have the ability to turn into other people? As an avenue of shape shifting to what their problem is at the moment that we think you would have a unique perspective on.
I
Could give him like the rundown of what's happening. We got basically someone's getting into this vault that's supposed to be foolproof, only let this one dude in. Somebody else, we're pretty sure, got in there looking like him. According to his little robot servant, he was there this morning when the dude says, I wasn't in this morning. So
Didn't he have to say a magic word to go in or something?
No,
Yes,
that
I am.
that was the doorway to the steps.
Oh, okay.
Dargan, can I roll a nature to like? What would I know? Because I've been
Oh,
out of
sure.
the game for so long, I can't
Yeah.
even remember if there's a spell for. Like I know there's a spell where I can make myself older or younger, but I don't remember if there's a way I can do
Yeah,
it.
like we know this is likely not illusion magic, but we are dealing with creatures that can literally like alter their
No, I have
physicality.
like I know there's a way for Galgrim to make himself older or younger,
Right.
like via like wild shape, but I don't know if I can turn into another person.
Not with wild shape, you can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we're more
But
curious if like that's a realm of magic that's like
there are spells that could do that, like a polymorph spell or things like that.
Nice roll.
Your little wild shape, you can't become any one thing like a unique creature. I want to be, Bambi. No, you can't be a Bambi. You can be a deer. You can be a little dove, but you can't be Bambi. And even so, your stuff only gives you animals and creatures. You don't have any
yeah,
like. I mean, you
yeah,
have
but
that humanoid shape ability, but it's not really specific. But you do know that there's more powerful magic. I don't know if druids have it, but there is more powerful magic that can let you assume the
yeah,
same shape in that of others,
we're,
and it's not an illusion. It would be,
yeah, we're more just asking
a
because we didn't
polyjuice
have
potion.
Galgrim before, and that's a whole nother branch of magic that
Yep.
you'd be a subject matter expert on.
Yeah, you need a polyjuice potion.
well, I just rolled a 44, so hopefully I will know whatever needs to be known and can share it.
Well, like I said, it'd be like a polymorph spell, something like that. I don't know. I don't think druids get polymorph.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I can learn
Okay.
polymorph and baleful
I think
polymorph
they even
and
get
Oh, there you
baleful.
go.
Yeah, crit fail. You are now permanently that
I don't
little
I
fox.
did not take it that I'm aware. Like I didn't prep it for today.
Yeah. But that's what happened to the walrus, my father. Is he crit failed because he was a walrus for a long time. From Gathnell and Gathnor. The
Let me see if I
liches.
can find the
What's the new polymorph spell? It's not
Baleful
polymorph.
polymorph.
Yeah, that's one
Baleful.
of them.
Well,
Isn't there a different
That's
one?
it.
baleful is cursed metamorphosis.
What is it?
Cursed metamorphosis for baleful polymorph.
That just turns them into target creature into a harmless animal, so it doesn't
Yep.
change.
I didn't see one even in the
There's not like
original.
there's not like a baseline polymorph because polymorph is
Mm-mm.
just a trait.
yeah, baleful does animals.
You would still know. I'll assign it to you, Galgrim. Then you can word it however
Right.
you want.
And yeah, that's not even in the realm of like rituals, and there's a whole world of stuff you can do out of those.
There's metamorphosis. That's used to be called shape change.
Rank 9. Oof. Curse Metamorphosis is rank 6. That one's rank 9. It
So
lasts for a minute.
okay. So yes, there is a spell called shape change that would let you do that.
That's the old name. It's that or metamorphosis, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it.
So
Lets
it's
you assume
possible to
any
do.
Well,
form.
I'm using what the DM sent me.
I know, because I was already writing that before Zakara said, "Oh, it's called metamorphosis now." Because
Yes,
I looked up
metamorph.
shape change and it was there. So
So yes, a spell called metamorphosis could do it, which I don't even know what that does. I'm gonna look it
Possible with
it's the old
possible with
shape change.
magic, and we think it might also work with the scum's ability. So that's an avenue to pursue as well.
Maybe even like a doppelganger, because they change their form. It's not an illusion.
Yeah, there's definitely no shortage of shape changers out there, and
Hey, Zargan, is that something I could learn?
Not right now.
No, but later on.
You have primal spells, right? Or not?
Yeah, I have primal
Yeah.
spells. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Then
primal.
it is primal.
Okay.
You just
I
got
was
to
I
get
was looking at
to
the bloodline thing for it.
level
Oh
17
no,
or whatever.
nah, it's the traditions will be the important part for a
you,
caster.
you
As long as it's
couldn't
primal,
use
you can do it.
yeah you couldn't use your focus points for it, but you could when you get 9th level spell slot, you could learn you would have access to that
Gotcha.
because
I
it's
was more
not
talking about I was
it's
more talking about my other feats that I took for
oh
the face.
no I don't think you can't do that right now. I don't think there's anything higher up that gives it to you, but I could be wrong. I don't know the druid feats at higher level.
Well, it wasn't the druid feats; it's the fey feats that I took.
Oh yeah. Well, same thing. I'm not sure what they all give.
I'd have to go look.
Yep. Stop expecting me to know everything.
How dare I not
Okay.
know my spell list when I haven't been here for 6 months?
You haven't been languishing over it during your studies of schoolwork?
No, I've been studying for schoolwork
Lies. All lies.
and
What's
raising a
the
baby.
what's there to study for? You're in the state of Oregon. You got to give everything you earn to the state.
I think
Yeah,
that's
I gotta
every
study.
state.
I like to tease about it, business tax in Oregon, because it's not nice.
No, it's not.
Get to hear it all the time from Christina's boss, 'cause he's a landlord and owns a bunch of different business complexes. Gets in the way of his hoarding of artistic items.
Hoarding up gold. All right. What are you guys doing? It's still fairly. It's like mid. It's like mid morning.
We have a couple of avenues to pursue before we go and talk to him again. So we don't even have to decide what to do with him yet. We can always go learn more too.
Well, and keep in mind, I'm quote unquote out looking for you guys. He didn't give me a specific time I have to come back with you either. So if you want to explore around the town, we can. He did seem genuinely scared about being held responsible for the little guy's death, but I don't know. I just initially I was wondering maybe he has enemies, the auctioneer guy. Maybe that's why it was done to discredit him or something, or somebody was pissed about a purchase that didn't turn out right or something. But I don't know.
Well, I
He
mean,
just
Or
he seemed scared.
what if I baleful polymorph him and then animal bond with him and then pet cash him?
Yeah, we won't be able to get into the vault
We
because
did
he's got the person we need to rescue
we
inside
do
that
kind
vault.
of, we
Where
do
I
kind of
was.
need him.
Okay.
we did
Well,
find
we would
out
have him then. He'd become like a Pokemon. We'd own him at that point.
that when Kruga tried to forcefully bring him through the portal, it didn't work.
Correct. He had to pick me up and carry me with him in order for me
Yeah,
to go inside it.
there was some element of intent behind going through it that I'm sure he couldn't do as a kitten.
But
Was
we think, at least I do, somebody else imitated that guy and was able to go in.
We
He
know of
said it
one,
was.
we know of one scum who pointed us this direction, and he knows enough about him at the very least. We could start there, see if he knows, if he's not involved himself, if he knows anyone else with the
Okay, so
capabilities.
let me catch up. So there's a vault that we have to get into, and the dude that is supposed to go through it to get stuff is dead.
No,
No.
not dead. He hired us.
Yeah. So when we were coming up
happily.
to talk to this auctioneer, because he has this chick that we're trying to get to in his vault, when we were coming to meet him, some dude who just walked out of that auction house, keeled over, big blue scarab relic looking thing popped out of his chest. Found out it's like a cursed magic item that kills you minutes after you pick it up if you don't take precautions. Auctioneer comes out because some dude just fucking died outside his place, so of course he's gonna come see what's going on. Recognizes the beetle, says, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get pinned for this. Can you help me?" And we're like, "Well, we're looking for the female scum, the chick we're looking for. We're looking for this chick," and he's like, "Well, I got her. If you help me, I'll help you." So we went down there, checked out his vaults, tried to find out if there's any way for us to get in there, but the dude wasn't helpful in that because he was like 99% committed to saying no one can get in if it ain't me. And
So
hell,
somebody needs to go in and get stuff, but the dude that could go in won't go in.
he can go in. He showed us himself, and then he took Glizik, and then Fable tried to pick him up and take him in. And that's when we found it doesn't work. He needs to will himself to go in or something to that effect. But the robot, the construct guard outside, his guard dog said that he went in there this morning, and he said, "No, I didn't." So somebody else came in.
He wants
So
us
Okay,
to.
and then we tried to go down there on our own and pissed off the construct.
no, he went in with Glizik. Glizik,
Something happened.
something happened, and the portal blinked out, and the robot got mad and said, "Fix it." And we're like, "All right, well, don't squish us." Before we've even had a chance to look at it, and he's like, "The fuck you just say to me?" And then try to squish us.
Mystic player knowledge, just to meta this. We went in and I dispelled the portal entrance from inside the demiplane and set us adrift on the astral plane for a little bit. At which point the golem went crazy because the portal winked out of existence and his master he'd supposed to protect was gone. So he attacked the party.
Okay, so you and the dude are in the portal in.
At the beginning of this episode, we were, but
Yes.
now we're out. Yes.
Okay.
And then somehow we're still not quite sure how. Maybe if we don't know why, but the portal blinked back and they could come out, but we'd already ran by that point.
The dispel
Okay.
just turned it off for a certain amount of time.
So
And then it started back up.
here we are. Yep. So we're just trying to find out how someone can get in there so he can shore up his security breach, and then in exchange, basically exonerating him from murdering a nobleman, he'll give us the chick.
Glizik,
Hmm.
were there any nice items in the vault?
Oh my God, there was so much nice stuff, Zakar. And he just starts like telling her everything he touched and saw. And like, how big was the area, Zargan? What, 40 by 40 or something in there? What?
The vault was huge, but it wasn't like full.
I
But
started rummaging through everything. So I mean, like I could just, there was all kinds of stuff that was worth all kinds of money and stuff like that. And it was very much he was like after me, like, don't put that down, don't pick that up. And I saw that lady that we're after, but I don't know, I didn't really see that closely. But if we could find whoever it was that got in before and convince them to help us, we could just go in the vault. I could just spell her stasis and she could come out with us.
I was
Along with whatever stuff is we grab on while we're in there.
thinking it odd that he would trust us to find this person and not do anything else with it.
We can find who did it, then he can clear his name. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I'm saying, but
And we get paid.
Hmm, but he's telling us to go find how someone broke in so that we would have that knowledge and we could then use it on our own.
He
that's
still
not what he
maintains that no
said.
one broke in. He still maintains that nobody broke in.
He wants you to prove that he wasn't involved in the death, like prove his innocence.
And by finding out how someone got in, we could
You might be
narrow
able
a
to.
search.
Correct. Yes.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay,
Hello?
my mic was muted. I was trying to talk and nobody said anything, and then I realized my mic was muted.
No, we were just ignoring you. Don't worry.
I couldn't see your mouth moving because you're kind of in the dark with the light behind you.
Yeah.
I
You're a
saw your
silhouette
mouth
of the
moving,
north.
but I just thought you were, chewing your lips or something. chewing on
Just
your
do
chewing on
that.
your tusk.
Give us your wise words, or
No, I was just going to clarify what Zargan just said. What's going to be at least my most recent contribution to things.
All I'm saying is that I think he owes us some reparations.
Oh, I'm not going to disagree there. When you hire someone to come fix your problem and then your guard dog attacks them, they tend to get a little agitated.
you want him to pay your repair bill, you see.
Does he
As a
have any
contact,
idea?
that's very expensive.
Do you have any idea how much gold's worth of value in items we just went through to make sure we did not die?
Sounds like a personal problem. He didn't say he'd cover your expenses.
Yeah, he also didn't say he'd try to murder us down there either. So,
He
but we don't
didn't.
hear. Yeah.
Shouldn't have pissed off the guard.
Hmm. Well, when your dog loses its temper and attacks somebody, guess whose head that's on? I'm sensing a pattern with this guy.
When you guys break his stuff, causing the dog to lose his temper.
Saying you don't invite someone into your house to fix a problem and then attack them.
I don't know. I think you guys have done exactly that.
I don't see any problem with at least going to talk to the noble's family.
As good a place as any to start, I suppose. You might learn something new. Let's do that then.
To the Little Horn Mansion.
So, about how long will you say we spent time here, Sargon, chatting and talking and all that fun stuff in 10-minute increments?
10 or 15 minutes.
Okay. So, maybe we take 5 more minutes so we get to a second 10-minute increment so I can continue to treat wounds. Crew guy.
Oh, no, you can go ahead and give him another one. This is 10 or 15 minutes after.
Oh, more. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I just need to make sure I have.
Let me know when it's been an hour.
Remind me tomorrow to try and do the higher restoration, Zakara, so I can try and help you with your doomed. Is it from dying, right?
Am I doomed too?
I don't know. What do you have?
I'm drain 3.
Got a couple things going on.
Oh.
I know she got a bunch
I
of
can fix
drain.
that.
I only
Who's
have the
drained?
lowest restoration on me.
You can
Zakara
fix
needs
it?
some help.
I can fix a little bit of it.
I'll take anything.
Ain't that the truth, you damn thief?
Any port in the storm.
Okay.
Thanks, broke man.
Remove 2 drained. You can remove 2 drained or doom by 1.
I don't think
Whichever,
I have doomed.
whichever one
Go.
is more useful.
You do not have
Drained.
doom. You have drained.
Okay,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
can take 2 drained off.
3 drained on top of not being able to heal 2 levels is essentially 5 drained.
Well, now you're only 3 drained.
I'm going to, since I can't treat wounds on Kruga again until an hour had passed, I will use 2 versatile vials I would have got back over that 10 minutes, or the next 10 minutes, whichever, and feed him a couple of healing elixirs. Because he's still down like triple hit points.
Oh, do I get the hit points back automatically?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just the maximum.
Just the max.
Oh, I just saw my hit points going up. I was like, what?
All right.
There we go. Did you heal the orc or did you heal Zakara?
No, I'm looking for Elixir of Life apparently got unprepared or some shit. There we go. And since I'm using versatile vials, they're going to be heal for max on him.
Believe you have a button for that.
Yes, I see. 60 hit points to Kruga. And then the second one, 60 hit points to Kruga. And then if it matters, 5 temporary hit points.
How long does that 5 temporary last?
I don't think it expires until it's used up. I'm gonna double check.
I still have 15 from the numbing tonic or whatever it was
Numbing
before.
tonic's gone.
Yeah, but don't the temporary hit points stay?
I don't believe so because they reset every round. So I'm not sure.
He regains them every round, but most temporary hit points last for a limited duration. You can't regain last temporary hit points. You have temporary hit points from only one source at a time. Okay, it says most last for a limited duration. That's all it says, which I imagine gets mentioned on the item.
Probably not.
The soothing elixir, I'd imagine, probably go away at the end of the item. I could see that one.
It refreshes the last round and then it's gone.
Let me check the feat that gives the bonus. Is it, I believe, chemical hardiness? Nope.
All right.
Right, it doesn't actually list it in here. I have to go look. Oh, goodness.
You guys get moving. You ask around where the Little Horn family resides, and people are a little shy telling you, but they give you directions to their mansion. It's about a 20-minute walk from the park.
The temporary hit points on the elixir for life last for 1 minute, according to the feature. So they'll be gone.
As we're walking, Glizzik starts handing over tarts to Zakara. How many would you like to eat? They're 2d8 plus 4 each.
Also, do a treat wounds on her.
It's a
Start with
free daily thing
one.
if there's a timer.
She's not on a timer. I haven't done treat wounds on her yet. I was waiting for the mutagen to wear off.
Technically, it has not worn off yet.
Oh, okay, then I won't worry about it.
I just got back max hit points from the drain being gone.
Nice.
No, the mutagen has worn off. By the time you
Oh,
get
it has?
by the time you get to Little Horn's mansion, yes,
Okay. Never
Oh.
mind.
How long does that take, Zargan?
about 20 minutes.
So my hit
Oh.
points is 70. Oh wait, no. Okay. I'm up to 90 because of the treat.
Nom, 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 nom.
So it takes 20
Lemon
minutes to get
spread.
there. Then I should be back up to 6 out of 7 versatile vials.
Yep.
These are really good, Glizzik.
Yeah. Well, you should know. You made them. It's the backpack you made me.
The backpack. Is there a map in the backpack?
Backpack.
Map.
Right, I'll use one of the versatile vials to heal her then while we're going. It should cover her. Yep. So it'll put me down to 5 vials by the time we're getting here.
Alrighty.
Okay, buffs don't matter because it won't last that long. Right, I'm good.
All right. Looks like the party's pretty much all healed up now. Well, it's funny. Glizzik, Kruga, and Galgrim all have the same max hit points.
By the way, if we ever come to blows with that golem
That don't
again,
sound right.
we have a little something that should be able to take an extra little chunk off of it. We just didn't have the opportunity to use it before. I think I've given you a piece of it before, Zakara, the rusting ammunition. We believe it would be particularly effective on it.
Rusting ammunition, like a bow.
Yes, like a piece of ammo for a firearm or a weapon, ranged weapon. If the target is made of metal, it takes persistent damage for up to 5 rounds. Before any sort of extra effect that an individual
Ah.
creature might have, which I believe it did actually have a particular weakness to rusting effects. So just something to keep in mind.
I would be happy to use it.
As you think, revenge.
It's made up using a rust monster's saliva.
Hey,
It
Galgrim,
also,
that would be really cool if you could turn into one of those. By the way,
it also
I know
just
what?
it also just does damage to metal objects as well. So we can also just have her shoot doors and shit that are made of metal, and it should at least do something to it. Metal doors are just basically a giant sandwich to a rust monster, after all.
You can just open them as well.
Bio in the distance, you hear a tiny voice going, "Karen." That sounds like Crunch for some reason. My door, wife.
For how often that thing ended up on top of you, yeah.
It was an effective shield. So, just in the repertoire, so you guys are aware, if you want me to try and charm the noble guy or whatever, I got Glimmer of Charm and I got regular first level charm. Glimmer of Charm for a minute makes his attitude towards us one level up, like a make impression, and Charm kind of does the same thing too.
That is a good point. If
Um,
we're going to be speaking to a noble person, it would likely be either Kruger or Zakara to do so, yes? Town
Yes.
is relatively racist, so we can get you some silver tongues.
I have an out of character question. I don't think restoration is in the master?
It's just under restoration, but it can be heightened.
No, like the restoration spell. And I think what they did for the remaster is they broke restoration up into a bunch of different spells.
Hey,
That's weird because we
I
have
have
it.
another idea. Are we just trying to intimidate the dude?
No, we're not. We're not talking about the auctioneer right now. We might, but we might come back to that. But depends on what we learn. We're gonna go talk to the
Because
family
he
of the
hasn't
noble.
seen me yet, and I still have dragon form. So
It's a little cramped in there, but like I said, we keep that in the back pocket. We're going the opposite way right now. We're gonna go talk to the family of the dude who got fucking ganked by the scarab that the auctioneer owns. We're gonna try to find out some information, like if he had any enemies who might want to do that, or whatever the case may be. Because the scarab was just on the floor of the auctioneer's place. Whoever went in there and got it just left it lying out in the auctioneer's uh, showroom when he was doing an auction, and the dude picked it up. So it could have just been completely by accident.
gotcha.
Um, yes, I can do a couple of silver tongues for the two of you before we go in, just in case, because for Galgrim's edification as well. This town is racist as shit. Most towns, of course, human focused towns like dealing with humans, but they tolerate, dwarves and gnomes, all that fun. They don't even do that here. If you ain't human, you ain't shit. There's a slight caveat to Kruge's part of an organization here, his monk order, that gets him some pull and sway. But at the end of the day, he still ain't human. That's why Zakara's illusioned up as a human lady right now.
Was Kruger going to also change? I can't remember if he did or not.
I don't think
I
he
did,
did.
and then I took it off as a demonstration when we were talking to the merchant before Glizik
That's
went
right.
in.
Can we use the hat on you again?
I don't know.
I think good.
Isn't the
Is there a
baby
limit
hat
on that?
once? Isn't it once a day for the baby hat?
Let's find out. Hat of disguise. The baby one, once per day. Yeah. So unless somebody else can put like illusory disguise on you, the hat's done. Still, you might be able to play an angle. Your order looks into shit like this, right?
My order does many things,
So
And
I think we
but
could still,
yes.
we
and
could
it
still
starts
work
with
that angle.
none ya.
Yeah. Since it lasts an hour, we're coming up to the place right now, right?
Yep.
More or less. I'm just gonna feed them both a quick alchemy for it. I'll feed them both a silver tongue. I'll be there as backup
Okay.
if we need another voice, but this town has been pretty prominent in not listening to things that aren't at least 5'9" and higher. Mark off 2 versatile vials, and I will put Quicksilver on the both of them if I have it in this list.
Is it Quicksilver or Silver Tongue?
Or Silver Tongue, sorry. Wrong silver. This one's slightly less toxic.
Not by
So
much.
this would be greater. All right. The penalty is going to be a -2 to your Arcana, Crafting, Lore, Occultism, Society.
Damn, I use all those all the time.
All fails are crit fails, so don't crit fail these.
And you choose one skill in which you're trained for the duration you become untrained in that skill.
I believe. Let me see. Let me look at the full item. You gain an item bonus of +3 to Deception, Diplomacy, Intimidation, and Performance. Your critical fails with any of these skills become regular fails. That's what it meant. You take a -2 penalty to Arcana, Crafting, Lore, Occultism, and Society checks. Choose one skill in which you're trained for the duration. You become untrained in that skill. All of your fails on checks to recall knowledge become crit fails. So try not to do recall knowledges.
I
Features,
always try not to do recall knowledge.
your features become
What is
striking.
what is knowledge?
Your voice becomes musical and commanding, though emotion clouds your reason. So basically, it's Krug on any given day. Just we're gonna crank it up one more tick.
Zakara, I'm been delving in this whole time into the whole restoration thing. Yeah, it looks like it was split into multiple spells and changed in the remaster, but the stuff that we had was still in the remaster when it went through, but they must have changed it after that.
Well, Zargan even said that he wasn't going to change like every single thing with the
Yeah.
remaster, and
It's going to basically make it anytime we cast restoration, it's going to work like a dispel magic counter spell type thing.
Nah, it's gonna be the normal restoration for now.
Okay.
Collect all of the pieces and put them together. You get greater restoration.
Like I said, I wasn't gonna take away the old feats unless the old feat and the new feat had the exact same name, and then we were going with what the new feat was. So if the old one's, I mean, it's not a feat, it's a spell, restoration. The new one, if the new one was restoration, well, then we probably go with the new definition. But
Is
Okay, so we can still use legacy spells.
oh yeah,
is Gal Spider okay for a while? We're about to go into someone's house. You can hold that for him.
I can hold it for 8 hours.
Okay, well yeah, we're good.
you
Now we
can
have an
hold
attack
Like,
spider too.
at some
Pocket
point,
spider.
Zargan, at some point during that, did I refocus?
There's
Uh,
a humming spider in
I
my
could have
Bible.
been. I could have been. I just needed 10 minutes of sitting on somebody's shoulder or whatever.
not since you've been with the group, but you could have done it before that.
Okay.
Oh well, no, because you
Yeah,
weren't
we
a
took time.
spider then. Yeah, but you guys were walking and talking, and
I mean, he was along for the ride.
he was answering questions too about the spells and stuff.
You can talk while focusing. Refocusing. You just can't move.
Yeah, Kruger does it all the time when he tells us to stop fucking bothering him.
No, he
As
doesn't.
far as I
Kruger
know,
just
he's
talks in his
still
sleep.
he was still in the bottle. He can refocus while he's in the bottle, and I'm carrying him, right?
I
So we
really
had a
don't care. I
20-minute
have
walk.
3 focus points, so not that big of a deal.
All right, they are silver tongued.
Are we still on the town map, Zargan?
Yeah, I could pull it up.
I mean, I have it up still from when we logged in.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, that came up first, and then the other map for the
I don't.
Belize Bazaar popped up on top of it.
Oh, I gotta minimize my snake. My snake is gone, you monster.
He's not even on the tracker. He is gone.
He's dead.
He was such a good snake.
He did die. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, he got smushed.
He got
I got
squicked.
no snack for a week.
Is it still a week with the remaster? Fuck, I think it's still a week.
I think it is.
Mine's a day.
Yeah, well, you have a whole class
Have you ever
around it.
considered becoming a witch? Intelligence
Uh,
is your primary attribute.
not really, no.
One of us. You get a second snake. It'll be like two little snakes around a caduceus.
Let's see. I don't think there's a spot on the map for this guy. I'm checking.
I'm just assuming since it's across town somewhere, it would be like
Yeah, it's not on this
northeast
map
or
because
something.
this is just that one district.
Ah, okay. Didn't realize it was Freeport of the North.
I'll
Different
pop it
district.
up if those who want to see it again.
Yeah.
All right, you guys walk up. It's even fancier than Nabali's house was. You guys go. I mean, it's really really nice decorated. Same kind of thing. Windows with bars, all that kind of nobleman shit. They just don't. For some reason they don't like thieves. You guys go up. I'm assuming you go up to the door and knock.
Yep.
Brotherhood.
A moment or two goes by, and then the door opens, and there's an older gentleman wearing like a little like kind of like a servant's outfit.
Is this the guy who had to drag the son's corpse back through town?
It is not.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you guys couldn't hear it when I did the knock, 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 and I yelled, "Behold!" The cat behind me goes meow right behind me in response. Like, I'm sorry, baby. I didn't know you were sleeping there.
He kind of looks at Kruger and looks at you guys. He had a little bit of distaste on his face. May I help you?
I must speak to the master of the house.
Master Littlethorn's very busy. What is it about?
His son, who was recently killed.
How do you know about that?
I was there when it happened.
Kind of looks at the goblin dwarf. That's what no dwarf. Goblin and gnome. Are these the culprits responsible?
No.
You can sell them. You can sell them, Kruger.
We can always break out and come back to you later. Take the money.
Glizik's done this racket before.
Sounds
We
like
could
it.
We could do honey pot. We could do.
Hey, come in. I'll check with the master. He kind of leads you into a nice, nicely adorned foyer area. Tells you to wait there, and he goes up. He goes upstairs. A couple minutes goes by, and he does not come back. But apparently the patriarch does.
You have
Let's
a
see.
chain gun on one arm and a rocket launcher on the other.
You wish. Let me
Killing
see if
floor.
I have a description of this guy.
I'm sure all will be well.
Ah, yes,
I've
I
heard
have
that
one.
before.
He's a handsome man in his late 50s with salt and pepper hair. He's tall, slender, impeccably groomed, always wearing elegant clothing, and often his hand on his stomach, as if he has some kind of a chronic pain.
I poke it. No, I'm just kidding.
He comes down and looks like, yes, you said you know something about my son?
We are trying to figure out the reason for his death. We were thinking that you may have some information as to what happened.
Come upstairs to my study. And he starts heading back upstairs.
I missed like the first half of that sentence. You said follow him to his study?
Yep.
Okay.
Glizzik's being very quietly, but with his eyes, he kind of like motions to follow the dude. But
Oh, I
will
thought you were
obviously
going to do something like
look very
Morse coding the speech.
Start speaking in Orcish to each other. He probably doesn't know that.
All right, you guys go upstairs. Like I said, the entire house is, carpeted, finely adorned, art on the walls and stuff. And he goes into a nicely adorned study. He goes behind his big ass desk. He sits down, motions to some chairs in front. There's like 2 chairs in front, 2 nice, like leather bound chairs and stuff. And then behind him, there's multiple like basic plain wooden chairs. Nicely
Zargan,
built, but yeah,
while we're walking through the house, can I do a perception check, see if there's anything that catches my eye? I'm
sure.
still a spider, so I want to, if I jump
So
off and go investigate.
does he get like 8 different results, one for each eye?
No, he does not.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead and roll one in the tower, Galgrim.
I can't remember. Do spiders have compound eyes? Does that mean he gets like 100 results per 8 eye?
He just sees the same thing that many times. Critical fail. It hurts so bad.
I just want to see if I can see anything that would be good to invest. Essentially, looking for things to go investigate while he doesn't know I'm here.
You're looking for crews?
I mean, he's a pretty tanky spider. If he gets stepped on, he can just, scramble away like that one spider who somehow inexplicably refuses to be smushed.
Should start going roach.
I can't climb walls. I can as a spider.
You can't climb walls as a roach? That seems weird. I was about to say, I thought you couldn't do like flying forms, and roaches can fly. It's terrifying.
Bug.
Yeah, I can't do flying forms and keep the 8 hours.
And yet can be dragon. I don't understand your class, sir.
Well, he can't be a dragon for 8 hours.
I can be a flying insect or another form for the same amount of time, but
you could be a dragon, you could be a maggot, you just can't be a dragonfly. Damn it.
Or a dragon maggot.
Dragon maggot.
Or maggot fly.
Oh, that's
I think
coming.
that's just
Exactly.
I think that's just a fly, isn't it?
All right, you guys go into the into the study. You guys sit down. Who's sitting in the fancy chairs?
Me and Zakara.
I believe what you mean to say is who could reach the fancy chairs?
I mean, but anyone could crawl up in one. All right. He kind of says, then you guys sit down. So, what do you know about my son's death?
As I was telling your servant, we were nearby when it occurred.
So you saw that Nabali guy kill him.
That does not seem to be. That may not be the case.
Well, what did you see? The rantings of his valet make no sense.
I'm sure the truth will make about as much sense as the valet. There was a metal beetle that burrowed through your son's body and killed him. It was very quick and it was very painful.
Telling a grieving father everything he wants to hear. Good job, TJ.
He died screaming on the street,
He died as he lived.
soiled.
Street soiling himself.
Yes, it is Thursday. Yes.
Do you know of anyone who may want to do something to your family or may want to set up this merchant to take the fall for it?
I have
Or
many
is,
competitors, but I don't think any of them would kill Aaron because they have nothing to gain from his death. And as for Nabali, I don't know much about his enemies, friends, and such. He's just a merchant who sells unique items. But apparently, the scarab that you said burrowed out of my son's chest was his, and he had bragged about owning something of that sort many times to other folk.
we have confirmed that it was indeed not just a similar beetle, but it was his beetle who, or it was his beetle. So it was not a copycat, but the merchant swears it was not him. As I'm sure you are aware, many guilty, like, and I'll gesture toward his tattoo. Many guilty people say the same thing, but there may be some truth to what he speaks.
Few, few guilty people admit it. I believe Nabali, he was kind of a mindless twit. He was careless and left a dangerous item out. And whether or not, I'm not sure how my son may have picked it up, but it definitely sounds to me like whether Nabali did it on purpose or not, I do believe he is completely responsible. Do you have any evidence to the difference?
Nabali claims that he had not visited his vault earlier in that day at all, much less to specifically retrieve that object. His construct states that it was indeed him and could find nothing wrong with whoever went into his vault and retrieved the item. These circumstances seem like it may point to him who did it, but it is hard to say immediately because he petitioned me for my aid in attempting to find out who did this.
Hmm. And have you found
Maybe
any evidence?
outside of when we spoke to him earlier before coming here, you have been our first stop in this investigation. So we have not gathered anything to the contrary or to support the claim that he is indeed the one who left this item out. But
Hmm.
your son's servant stated that the item was left on the floor and your son waited to pick it up until after the auction today was over. And the
Yes,
merchant
Liam mentioned that to me as well.
the merchant is very paranoid and meticulous to the point of annoyance. It seems strange that he would have dropped something so valuable and so deadly in a place where it could ruin his reputation for some random person to be killed by it.
Well, it wouldn't be a random person. Most random people don't go into the auction house. Only The rich, say, or those who are seeking a specific item would be in there. But without anyone else to hold responsible, I will have Nabali arrested and tried. And you
Your
know, he looks right at you, Crew. You know how the trial will go.
your son's servant did point out, or did tell us that your son saw the item in the store and just picked it up and took it. Does that sound like something he might do?
It is possible. For something that he maybe could not completely afford, he may get tempted, as we all do to some less greater or lesser extent. But saying such things in public would be not healthy.
I understand. Just to look at all sides, is there anyone who might have wanted to harm your son to get at you?
No, like I said, my son and I have a on again, off again relationship. He's not my only child, and he's definitely not the best one. While he's still my son, I don't hold him in any high regard. Doing anything to him would not truly affect me. Plus, my reach is long, and I usually get to the truth of the matter.
You do seem very wealthy and connected. Do you plan on trying to bring your son back to life?
Well, that is impossible. When he was younger, he, let's just say it's not possible.
Uh, Maybe you could elaborate a little more. Um, I have a couple companions here who specialize in magic.
In his younger days, Aaron made a few bad decisions. And due to one of them, he cannot be raised.
Just like the out of character jargon. Would this be like a deal with the devil sort of thing? Like, he's sold his soul, essentially.
It could be many things, but that is one of them.
Scandalous.
No speak to the dead for you.
Palace.
If you want to piss off the father, maybe.
It seems unlikely that you or your family were the target of what was happening if the merchant is not the one at the core of this issue. If he is not the one who did it, then someone is presumably targeting him for some reason. Can you think of any reason someone may want to harm his reputation?
No, I don't run in the same circles as him. I know about him, know about his business, but I have no personal interest or business dealings with him. But if no one else can be found culpable, tomorrow morning I am going to the guard and he will be arrested.
And then it seems one way or another, tomorrow morning his fate will be sealed.
Without proof or evidence to the contrary, yes, someone will be held responsible.
I kind of like turn and look back at the others who are there, and I'll say, "Do any of you have any insights or questions that may be helpful in figuring this out?"
Certainly seems like someone's after the auctioneer. It's the best, as we learned, the target would not hurt the family here. No grand matter. Yet it would still be enough to put him on the news. Be great if we had another lead to investigate.
If only we had Kanye here, she could cast Talking Corpse.
You said you were not in the same circles as the merchant. What kind of circles does he run in?
He is new money. And not much, not that much. Now, well, he is well off, don't get me wrong. He is not connected or into politics as others here are.
It's mentioned that he's not much of a caster himself.
I do not believe he has any magical ability.
Some of his security was definitely magically reinforced. Could be
If
someone
you
in town he's working through for that.
if you have money, you can get just about anything done. If not in town, then within Thulengard, of course, there are always casters for hire.
It's just an interesting angle to come through as a businessman. It's not good practice to kill your clientele. Is there is there anyone in particular who would specialize in security like that that you can think of, or is this something beyond your interest?
Trying to find the guy's name. Nope, not him.
Liam Bruce.
At the moment, our only leads are he did it because he did not like your son, which seems suicidal. Or our other assumption that perhaps someone else is simply going for him but choosing collateral.
Damn it, where's that guy at?
Given that he knew the effects of the scarab, it seems that he was unlikely as an assassination target in that regard.
It's a good point. You mentioned that the action this individual boasted about this thing. Is it reasonable to assume your son knew of the danger of this item? He knew that he was bragging about the uh, jeweled killer scarab, and that's what he was going to be picking up.
I doubt that much. My son did not travel in the same circles as Nabali either. My son is, well, was a never do well. Just a spoiled little rich kid. Tried to impress people, but he had no real talents.
But he was at the auction.
Well, many people can go
I
to the
mean,
auction,
yeah, he's spending daddy's money.
basically.
Might not be his favorite son, but blood's blood.
Do you know who he would normally spend time around?
Who, my son?
Yes.
I do not know. He frequents many bars and taverns.
Bit of a playboy,
Wannabe.
wannabe playboy.
You guys pretty much get the impression this Archibald here does not have much of a high regard for his former sons.
Yeah,
Even
kind
in
of
death.
kind of sounds like it's the youngest child, and that wasn't necessarily needed in a family that really only cares about their image.
Younger child, highly
and a little bit
spoiled.
of a brat. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
it sucked to be not daddy's favorite, or even the backup back in that kind of a setting.
Well, your servant told us that you are busy. So may we speak to your son servant once more and see if we can gain additional information.
He was particularly shell shocked at the time. Hopefully, he's had the moment to calm down.
sure.
Still a term, shell shocked. Still, but yeah, you know what? It's fine.
I'm sure it's not called that, but there would be, they would know.
Combat fatigue.
We are translating to a more appropriate terminology here
Correct.
for.
I will send word once we find out one way or the other.
I would appreciate it, but like I said, tomorrow morning I go to the guard.
Understood.
If you come with me, I'll take you to go see Liam.
I will follow him, and I also have to go AFK for a sec.
Not allowed.
So Zakara takes the lead on this next part.
Bum bum bum.
Baton pass.
Kruga is on follow.
It's an escort quest. You have to escort Kruger around the mansion.
Right?
Just
Can
take
this
him.
orc walk any faster? Come on, Thrall.
No, he can't.
Just take him around a very, very sharp right angle, and he'll get stuck on the wall, and then problem solved.
Stupid combat is walking back to where he was last.
All the way back there?
Mystic, did you see my whisper?
Yeah.
Okay. I just thought that might be helpful. Falcruz.
Well,
All right, he takes you down to like he'll take you down to like the dining room. Motions for one of his servants, and you see there's a bunch of. I mean, he probably has a good half a dozen servants or more. From what you can tell at Nabalese, he may have had one or two servants. At least that's all you saw. And he tells one to go find Liam and bring him here to speak with you guys. And then he goes ahead and leaves.
You'll happen to be nearby when that happens, Zargan, or no?
Sure.
Okay, I want to follow the dude back to wherever he's going.
Bio. Can you use
Mhm.
telekinetic projectile to send the bottle after the guy and the spider can leap off?
well, it's a violent way to deliver a Galgrim.
The spider's not with you no more, Glizik.
Spider's not in the bottle.
You don't know when he hopped off.
I'm grabbing onto Kruga on the gi, like pointing at the empty bottle.
Still got to find out exactly. Still got to find out exactly what Galgrim was up to all this time, but
All right, the servant. You're talking about the servant, right? Right, Galgrim?
Yo, the
Archibald,
Dad.
the noble.
noble.
Oh, he was back upstairs to his study. And starts pulling out some like ledgers and stuff and starts going over them.
I'm just gonna stay and observe for a little bit. See
Okay.
what he does, where he goes. You know.
Okay.
See if I catch anything that's,
That's
useful.
off. Okay.
Yeah.
About 2 or 3 minutes later, that servant Liam comes back. He looks like he's kind of recovered from the incident. You can still see he's shooken up in that about it. He comes in and goes, "The master said you wanted to speak with me again?"
Yes, please have a seat.
Okay. He sits down.
I'm sure this must have been a very distressing morning for you. Uh,
That's to say the least. I
we
still can't get over the fact that he's dead.
we are trying to get to the bottom of the circumstances that he died in. We know the beetle killed him. You were there as well as us. He you said he picked it up in the auction house?
Yeah, it was. I mean, he was acting a little strange. I'm not sure why. I mean, no stranger than other times, but just very antsy and maybe upset. And he saw it and laying on the floor in the auction house. And then when we went to leave, he just walked over and picked it up, and we left. I, of course, was not going to say anything.
He was agitated that day then.
Yeah, I think he had a. I don't know. Him and his father do not get along well. I believe he went to speak with his father before the auction and came out upset.
Is this a regular occurrence?
Oh, definitely. Usually it's over money.
Did he did you notice if the scarab seemed to be just something he saw at the end, or had he been eyeing it earlier?
I believe he noticed it during the auction, but I'm not sure if he's ever seen it before. I certainly never have, and I'm usually with Liam everywhere he goes.
Was he acting normally before? You mentioned that he saw it was there for quite some time. Did it seem like he was constantly returning to it or thinking about picking it up or anything of the sort, and he just kind of gave in to the temptation by the end, or it was just something he was not interested in doing until suddenly he was?
Well, he saw it, and I know. I mean, he saw it. I don't know, a good 5 or 10 minutes before we left, and he didn't really stare at it or nothing. But I think when we left, he may have saw an opportunity and grabbed it, thinking it was worth a bunch of money. I don't know.
I don't think he would have been wrong about it to the right person, I suppose, but
Well, I'm not sure he knew what it was, other than a jeweled scarab.
all right. His father mentioned as much that he may not have even known what he was picking up. Um, did because we're just covering our bases here. Did he not get along with anyone in town in particular that may want to see harm come to him? His
Oh, I'm
father
not. I
was
mean, he had his rows with some people and other um, children of other nobles, but nobody would want him to see permanent harm. No.
right. Seems like a bad idea in this town to facilitate that sort of a result.
Well, yes, his father is very influential.
Well, how was his relationship with Nabuli? Did he know him well
Don't
or
be-
not?
don't believe he knew him at all until I mean, I think that's the first time he was in the auction house. To be honest, I'm not even sure why we were there. Liam doesn't have the kind of money to bid on those items.
So he didn't bid on anything.
Well, correct. He doesn't.
Didn't
He
have
didn't
the
have any money.
money. Yeah. Was it
Doesn't stop people sometimes.
was I suppose beyond just simple curiosity, but this is something that had been going on for quite some time by this point, yes? The auctions, I mean.
Oh yes, they've been going on for probably a year.
Did he interact with anybody who may have encouraged him to even just go check it out for the first
Several of
time?
the people he hangs out with, they're better off than he is. Not so much of his father, but comparatively to him, they try to one up each other, flash their wealth around. And I
I
believe
see.
he may have been a bit jealous of some of the other folk.
So he saw something shiny on the ground he could have possibly waved around.
Possibly, yes, or possibly
Yeah.
even just sold it for just cash. His father keeps him on a fairly tight leash.
These auctions are, uh, from our understanding, highly private. I think, don't you need a personal invitation to get in?
Usually, but it also depends on who you are.
Wouldn't imagine if he was interested in coming that securing an invitation would be difficult for this family, but are any of his individuals that he frequents or hangs around with, are they any of them particularly skilled in magic?
No, a
That's what I
few of them
figured.
might know how to wave a sword a little bit, but no, they're a few of them might be good at cheating at cards or something, but no, they're just typical noble, no, young noblemen. They're good at
Right.
drinking and whoring.
More important things than studiousness.
Correct. Why would you spend all your time to learn magic or swordplay when you could just hire it?
Yeah. Seen a individual or two in my time that have an innate talent, no study required.
Oh, for that, possibly. I don't know. I mean, no one ever showed anything.
Mm. The more and more I learn, the more I think he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Still doesn't answer who may want put the damn thing there in the first place, if not the auctioneer.
Perhaps one of his
This
servants.
The operation we saw was just basically him and his construct, right?
No, he had a couple servants.
Okay.
You didn't see them, but
Right.
you the place was nicely clean and stuff, and he sure as hell didn't do it. And it looked like Mugaboo never left the vault.
Right.
And then you heard, sometimes you were there in different rooms, you would hear like people sweeping and cleaning and such. And he
Gotcha.
and the kitchen was kind of a mess, and I believe he even made a comment about how he was kind of embarrassed that they hadn't cleaned up yet.
Mm,
did
actually brings up a good point there. We'll after this, but go ahead, Zagar.
did he have any friends who were particularly encouraging in telling him to go to this auction or aided him in getting into it?
Not that I know. I mean, several of his friends, I'm not sure I actually call them friends as I know the word, but I know some of them have accompanied their mothers or their fathers to the auction or so. So a few of them have been there before and they bragged about it. So I think part of it was just he wanted to go to one so he could brag as well.
Well, there were quite a few. Since we had to uh, chat with the auctioneer himself, as he is claiming, of course, that he is not guilty of it and all of that, and more than eager to show us around when we were investigating his abode. He did seem to have quite a few security measures in place to prevent something like this. We're thinking of going to inquire with his supplier on that end. Did we end up actually getting an answer about from his father about who he would have gone to for that stuff? I don't recall getting an answer to
Yeah,
that.
but I can't find the guy's name.
Okay, but we assume we have it.
Yeah, but he doesn't live in town.
Gotcha. Is there
Basically,
anyone that
you would send word to this guy, and then either he would show up or one of his underlings would show up to negotiate price and so forth, and then he
okay,
would show up and do the work.
gotcha. I'll is there anyone in town who would be able to provide those magical security measures. We are already aware of that individual you were already talking about.
Of
Certainly
that
one.
much of something like that, not no, there's no one like that here that would be for sale like that.
Okay, it does at least narrow some things down. No more. Does the town have a reputation for not exactly things of this nature, but events that might be somewhere in this vein? Do people often try to get at one another like this? Maybe it doesn't end in death, but
Well, I think that's in every town once you start dealing with the powerful, the rich and powerful.
right.
You make an enemy, you make an enemy for life, and they would, depends on how much they hate each other, they would stop at nothing to see them torn
We
down and so forth.
we suppose more. Let me refrain or rephrase it. His father did not seem terribly heartbroken over as much as you may expect. Would this
Well,
be something that
there are 5 little horned children still,
so you
2
would you say
daughters
that
and
it's
3
not
other sons.
would you say it's not the best blow to make up on the family to go after?
After Aaron, no. He was the youngest and the least important.
Does reinforce that he might have just been collateral.
Like I said, he may have had people who disliked him, but no one that I know of would want him dead. There's just no gain. His father would find out who it was, and that would be the end of it.
Now, that might be what's to gain. The least amount of collateral that would ruffle the least feathers, but still be enough to frame someone. There's still a possibility. This is no mistake. It's and dying is more than enough to seal his fate.
Well, someone will pay for Aaron's death. Whether it's the guilty party or not, that's yet to be seen. But that's
Right.
that's the way it is here.
Well, that answers any curiosities I had here. I'll look towards Zakara because I don't recall if she gave herself an alias name.
I think it was Frank.
I
Madame
don't think
Frank.
I did.
So I will just look towards Zakara, passing the baton back in case she had anything else.
Kruga, you've been quiet. Did you have any questions for, was it Liam?
Yes.
Did we find out basically he was broke ass rich boy who was trying to impress his friends?
Yeah, we didn't, not ultimately anything terribly new that we haven't already found out, just confirmed a few things.
He was acting strange and upset and antsy at the auction.
Yeah, and my first thought is maybe he had some sort of compulsion or something, but servant ear says that he was basically he had an argument with his father before he left, uh, likely about money, so it wasn't out of the ordinary for him.
And it was his first time at the auction. He had never been there before and couldn't afford to bid on anything.
Hmm. I only wonder if we've wasted our time here.
Yeah, we did find out the obscure information from Sargon, who will, I'm sure, confirm the guy about the magical securities, but he's out of town apparently. Like he lives out of town.
He lives out of town, yes.
Like I would assume by like lives out of town, like he ain't getting here before first thing tomorrow morning.
Well, he's a mage, so he could,
He
but
might be able to if you, I don't
If you
know,
could get like contact to him in time and give
word
him
to him,
appropriate reason, yeah.
convince him to use some, assume teleportation spells. Just pretty much the only other lead I really had at the moment, other than just like asking some of his friends, but I don't think that's going to lead anywhere. I did ask if any of his friends had like any magical innate ability or anything, but no.
Yeah, I'll see for that part.
Oh, okay. That's all I had.
Now that things have calmed down at the merchant's house, maybe we can speak to his servants a bit more. And maybe even him inquiring why the dead man was invited in the first place.
I would imagine he would know that the kid wouldn't be able to do anything, but maybe it was just more of a gesture. But we can ask him.
Did you have somewhere else we should go before then?
No, not by morning. No.
Do we want to leave our where we're staying in case they're trying to reach out to us from this family? If they have more information that they pick up or something. At the inn that we met the other guy at, maybe, or something, if you're gonna rent a room there. Rusty Rapier.
We can do that.
How far was the Rusty Rapier from here?
From where you're at now, probably a good 30 to 40 minutes.
Oh, that far.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
just leave
because
like
it was a good 20 minutes from. It was basically you're in a different district than the Bull district, and the rest of Rapier was it was over by the docks. So it's like two districts away.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit far away. I'll just ask the servant, where might we find lodgings in this area?
He gives you a couple names. Couple, anything from he gives you a couple different like price points.
I have
Like,
an idling question that's more about the town itself. Something bad happens, yes, and somebody is indisposed, executed, whatever the case may be. What happens to their belongings? Is there some sort of an estate auction that goes off, or is it directly controlled by someone?
well, the the Citadel or such would step in and pay off any debt, and then if there's any legitimate heirs, they would get the rest, and if not, it is confiscated.
By the Citadel?
Of course, for the
Right.
betterment of the city. If there are no heirs, then you can't just give it to someone else. So the government takes it basically.
So pretty standard here, even here for that.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that is dictator 101. If someone's rich and they
It
die,
is.
you kill off the heirs, and then there's no one to give it to. So we'll just keep it.
Kruger
That's
takes
the,
notes.
it's the damnedest thing. Like all the heirs just keeled over within like a week.
They kept falling out of windows and falling down steps, just like over in Moscow.
Oh yes, stair sickness. I've heard about
Yep,
that.
window
Hmm.
sickness too. It's amazing
Gravity is
how many
harsh
people
mistress.
exactly amazing how many people trip downstairs and break their neck or fall out of windows.
Oh,
Silly, clumsy people.
Yep.
so what would a place befitting my station be, Zargan? Like out of the ones he gave us?
Well, you're fitting um your position as a monk or position as supposedly a king of a distant kingdom.
Let's say an answer for both.
Oh, there's two different places. He gives you three different names. Pretty much like the one is a cheaper place. It's still not cheap by standards, but it's somewhere where something like you would normally hang out in. Then there's one like where members of the government and stuff. It's a much fancier place. And then there's the one for visiting like royalty people. They would go in there and like get a suite or stuff like that. But then that's a big followed by a big bunch of fanfare and all that too. Everyone would know you were here.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that one.
Then the middle one you're probably looking at depends on you're probably talking between 5 and 10 gold a night for a room.
Seems fine. We'll do that one.
I'm saying it's not even noon yet, so
Well, yeah, like basically, I'll tell him it's like We have not set up lodging for the night, but when we do, it'll be at whatever
Okay.
location is that particular one.
It's gonna be the Prancing Pony.
Okay.
Seen this movie.
I'll be in the basement
Um,
sleeping.
Did we find out loosely how far out of town this wizard mage dude lives? Is it like in days, hours?
Oh no, it's several days
Gotcha.
travel.
Okay, so not a practical follow up for
flying?
our time frame.
No, like I said, usually they send word to him, like a letter and stuff. And then if depends on who it is, he'll send one of his people here to talk and find out what they want. And then you're not sure how his people and him talk. Probably some kind of some sort of magic. Because then once that happens, it happens pretty quick if he's not previously booked.
Doing magic's expensive. Got to keep the income coming in. All right, well, that's all I had here.
Okay.
If we want to schlep back over, I could stop by the Prancing Pony and get us rooms. I'd just fly in the broom and catch up with you guys.
If we solve it before then, it doesn't seem prudent to spend that money
stay.
now.
Okay. I like your enthusiasm.
All right, where to?
Back to Nephilim's house.
That Nabilis?
Mr.
merchant.
Auctioneer.
There's a
Hey,
many
wait.
reasons why Kruger calls him the merchant.
Fable. Natalie Merchant.
I hate you guys.
Onward.
All right, you spend your 20 minutes walking back across town to the auction house. I believe those potions have worn off by then, right?
Less about an hour.
Oh, is it that long? Okay.
They're the greater variants, so it should be an hour.
Gotcha.
So they might be still in effect by the time we get there.
Oh, yeah. Because you wanted to pop them until you were pretty much walking up to the house.
Oh yeah, and I mean, if it really comes up
So
to
if
it,
you're
I can
there
still-
15 minutes, 20-minute walk, you're a little over halfway back. You're back at the place and you're a little bit halfway through the timer.
all my versatile vials back.
Yep. You feel like a new gnome.
Refreshed. What other class gets their spell slots back like that?
You got that new gnome smell?
Just the air freshener over my otherwise beaten, broken, bloodied, unwashed body of the day's antics.
Yep.
Little green trees all over you.
All right, you guys go back to the auction house, go up, knock on the door, I'm assuming. A minute or so goes by, door opens, and the skinny, stern-looking half-elf older opens the door. Yes? There's no auction this evening.
Are you the head servant?
I am Mr. Nabili's butler.
Then I need to speak to you.
And
Magic is
why
up front.
would you need to speak with me?
I need to figure out who would be trying to harm your master.
Wouldn't be me.
I will determine that. Take me somewhere where we can speak.
He begrudgingly lets you in. They go into the auction area. There's no one else there. You notice the hole in the wall still there where Mugaboo punched and tried to hit Zakara and missed.
God, it takes them forever to fix this stuff.
It's been
I
like
know,
a whole hour. What the hell?
Exactly.
Did we leave Galgrim there?
No, he
we all look around.
Is there a spider on somebody?
Galgrim caught up with you on the way back.
Do we know he caught up with us on the way back?
I'm sure he would have said something.
All right. Did we even know he left us? No, yeah, Glizzy was all like, "Spider's not in the vial."
You did know he left you. You don't know when.
He just reappeared in the bottle mysteriously.
Yep. All
That'd
right.
be my new gimmick, just disappearing and reappearing out of nowhere in the same
Yeah, it's kind of
spots.
been your thing.
I mean, the invisibility potion doesn't have to be big when you're like the size of a thimble, you know.
You just need a little bit of, a couple drops.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys sit there, and he looks a little what's the right word? Unsettled that he's being quite questioned.
Tell me what your master did before the auction began today. Detail.
I don't know. I was out all morning running errands.
And who would know?
Jasmine might. She's the housekeeper, but she was here. I don't know if she would have known what, saw anything.
And what were you out doing this morning?
Running errands, I said. Getting supplies and that for the house, bringing in food. Although it was kind of strange. I did see the master out running through the streets earlier, a little bit before, a little bit before the auction was supposed to start.
Running through the streets?
Yeah.
Is this something that he normally does?
No, I've never seen him run. But I didn't see him. I wasn't close. He was running through one of the alleys, and I was walking back, and I thought his shirt almost looked like it had blood on it. But I kind of dismissed it as that must have been someone who just looked a little bit like him. It couldn't have been him.
Is he running to or from here?
He was running away from this area.
And where were you when you saw him?
Walking down the main street back to the auction house.
And you saw him before the auction began running this way?
No, he wasn't running this way. He was running the other way, away.
Yeah. Before auction started, running away.
I
So
was
it would
just
have been.
confirming it was before the auction.
Oh yeah,
So it would've been
probably a good 15, 20 minutes, maybe.
Why would he have blood? Like, this is Kruger turning to the group. Why would he have blood on him?
Beetle.
This was before the auction. We do
Yep.
know he went allegedly into the vault before the auction.
Got Beetle, dropped Beetle and got hurt, ran away, bleeding.
I put a little marker on the map in the north, like the northbound road.
15.
A little blue marker.
Okay,
Do
yeah, I
you
see that.
think it would be possible to
That's kind of where he
Where-
saw him, and he was running the direction of the arrow.
where was this blood on him? Do you recall? Torso,
Somewhere on his chest or shirt. It may not have even been blood. I'm not sure. It just looked kind of like it.
and it wasn't like a grievous thing either, like a
Well, if it was, he wouldn't be running.
right.
How much blood did you see on him?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the shirt looked like it was stained red, so definitely a good cut. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm not even sure if it was blood. I'm not even sure if it was him.
You think it's possible that this survived the beetle? Not towards the servant, the rest of the group.
Maybe he tried to steal it and found out what it could do.
And then left it on the floor where it was when we found the other
Mm.
victim.
If that was the case, then who does the cleaning around here?
That would be Jasmine. She's the housekeeper.
Definitely be a mess to clean up right in a hurry before everyone showed up for the auction, that's for sure.
Is she here?
Oh, I'm sure she's here somewhere.
And what was
She's a
your name?
bit lazy. She may be up in her room. My name is Ronald Walrut. I'll put the other servant, the housekeeper's name in there while I'm doing it.
What the hell do you got to do in life to earn a name Metalwort?
You don't know this yet, but she's a dwarf.
Right.
Galgrim, get active.
Pick her up. Smooze her.
Female dwarf housekeeper, go.
I am but a spider.
All right.
Did you notice anything amiss when you returned to the auction house?
No. I went and put the supplies away, and then it was almost time. Then you started answering the door for people attending the auction.
And did you see your master at all in between that time of the auction starting and
Not
you
until
returning to the house?
not until it started. He was in the auction room.
Is that usually where he is before this starts?
Yeah, he's in there usually putting the item on display or items. He brings them up from the vault, and then he points at the door 20 feet away there, and then sets them up here. Then once he brings them out, he won't leave them alone. He doesn't trust no one. The people that he sells these things to. Why would
Trying to
you pay
figure out if
money if you could steal it?
trying to figure
He
out if
tries not to look at Zakar.
yeah. Trying to figure out if he's out there setting up everything when this person could have basically gone through the auction hall looking like him, if it's a doppel or whatever.
Well, once he's out of the portal / vault, he can switch his appearance to somebody else too. Just
Then
going
why
in,
would
he
he
has
have
to look like
switched
the
back?
merchant. Well, if he's walking by the merchant with the beetle hidden, or something.
Unless one of my advisors have further questions, I believe we need to talk to Jasim.
Jasmine.
He typed
It's
in
not.
Jasim.
That looks like just Sim. There's,
Oh, I forgot
but no, I don't have anything else at the moment.
It's spelled in the original Dwarvish, guys. What do you want?
Yeah, you don't read runes. You don't read Dwarvish.
Jism in Dwarvish means jasmine in human.
That's nasty.
Right, Galgrim?
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys kind of go out. You find Jasmine actually in the kitchen starting to do some dishes. There's a pile of them. It's an old female dwarf.
Can we actually before we leave the other one there? Can we ask why it looked like the tasks weren't done when we were being toured before?
As I said, Jasmine is old and a bit lazy.
Got it. That would fall under her duties then.
Yes,
If that is the case, why is she kept around?
you'd have to speak to the master about that.
I almost said brand loyalty, but employee loyalty. I mean, we could find out, but she's probably been here for a hot minute. Anyway, I got nothing else I'm good to go to Dwarfality.
All right, she's in the kitchen doing some dishes. You guys walk in. She's like, "What are you doing in here? Get out before I call the guards."
I have questions for you.
He's the brute squad.
This is when you kind of seem to notice your dress, Kruga. Well, I'm
It's not a
busy.
dress, it's a gi.
It's the required standard wrestling uniform. So is there like small stools or something in here that I could pull up to where she's doing the dishes?
Oh, there's like a table and some stools and stuff. Yeah.
All right. While she's
There's no.
talking with them, I'm
Yeah.
going to start prestidigitating the place and stuff that she'd be working on normally to be clean.
Yeah. Looks at you, a little weird, but she kind of dries her hands off, kind of stretches her back, and you hear a couple cracks as her back cracks.
I'm hoping that to be an aid check for whatever Krug is going to be talking to her about.
And she sits down on one of the stools. Ah, been working my fingers to the bone today. So you said
What can you
something about questions.
Yes. What can you tell me of what your master has been doing earlier today before the auction? To your knowledge, of course.
Before the auction. Oh, well, early this morning, a man came to see him.
What man would that be?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see him. I was just in the area. I was getting some cleaning supplies out of the closet. I heard the master answered the door and let him in, and they went upstairs to his study.
Does your master normally answer the door himself?
Well, Ronald was out, and I was busy, so someone has to answer the door.
And is it just you two that normally work here?
Yes, the master doesn't require much.
How long did those two speak and when did this visitor leave?
Oh, maybe 5, 10 minutes, maybe. And then there was some. I couldn't tell something. I only caught a couple words. There was a little bit of shouting and something about not being paid enough. And then I heard the master tell him to keep his voice down. And then, a couple minutes later, the man left.
The man was saying he wasn't being paid enough.
Correct. I'm assuming it was a man. It sounded like a man's voice.
And about how long before the auction did that occur?
Oh, that was like first thing this morning. We were just getting ready to do some breakfast. Actually, it was right after breakfast because Ronald had just left, and I was doing some cleaning before the auction started. I had a couple hours, but
And did your master leave the auction house today beforehand?
not that I know of. I mean, the only time I heard the door open and shut was when Ronald came back.
And did you have any, while you were cleaning before the auction occurred, were there any strange, like out of normal experience cleaning that you had to do?
No, just a normal.
No liquids in random places or anything like that?
No, I mean just tidied up the auction area. Put some new flowers out. Whatever the normal routine. Got the small foods ready, and some and some wine for the guests.
And when did you last walk through the auction house before it started?
Oh, probably 5 minutes maybe before Ronald started letting guests in. The master doesn't like it too much when I'm around during when he has people over. I'm not much to look at.
And everything was prim and proper, ready to go,
But of
cleaned up,
course,
nothing on the floor.
no, there was nothing on the floor. what kind of house do you think I keep?
An auction house.
He just says nonchalant, like not trying to be funny. I love it.
Nice.
Is this a trick question?
Exactly.
Did you happen to see this visitor?
No. Like I said, I was getting some cleaning supplies, and that's when I heard it. And they were upstairs by the time I came out of the closet.
You hear anything interesting about their voice?
Sounded male.
I'm gonna turn to the rest of the group.
Got nothing else. Suppose we talk to the master of the house after this. Seems like he knows more than he initially told us, which is a tad frustrating.
I'll just look back at Jasmine. Where is the merchant now?
I believe he's upstairs in his office.
Assuming she gives us some sort of directions, I'll just
Yeah.
head up there if nobody has any other
I'm good.
questions.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys go upstairs. The office door's shut. You kind of knock once and then open and walk in.
I just walk in. I do not knock.
Oh. Okay. You see Natalie sitting behind the desk working on some paperwork, like looking at a ledger and taking some making some marks in it and so forth. Kind of like going over the books and inventory. So it's all gibberish to you, Kruger.
Yeah, that stuff obviously isn't important.
That's
I
that
would, I would,
that's like
I would
shaman
like,
stuff.
I would like my reading spider to take a look at it. uh,
But will the reading spider be aware of your intent?
as I walk in, I'll just kind of take a seat and say, "Who came to see you earlier today?"
Can you see me? No one did. I spent most of the morning here by myself doing paperwork.
Then why does your servant believe that you were arguing with someone earlier today?
And
About money.
who said that?
It does not matter. I am trying to figure something out right now.
I don't know why they would say that. I was here by myself all up until the auction.
Sense motive.
Go ahead and roll in the tower.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to remember if I have a extra fancy thing to use on this.
Perception against deception, perhaps, do you see? Someone's lying. We got either old granny downstairs or big man himself. Unless, of course, Glizzic messed up his brain.
What brain? I put it back right where it came from.
I think back where it came from, so help me.
Here we go. I do have something. Ears that hear the truth. When you attempt to sense motive or when you roll perception for initiative, you can spend a mythic point to attempt to check or roll at mythic proficiency. So that's what I will do.
All right, go ahead and roll it in the tower and with mythic.
All right, skills. Perception is at a expert, so that'll give me a +6.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Where did my tower? Oh, it's up here, like behind the.
Could also use ears, but we don't need 2 ears for a situation. Just one will do. Did they hear the truth?
You always
a
hear
truth.
what you believe is the truth.
Yeah, Kruger hears his truth.
Mhm.
It sounds like I'm gonna whoop this man's ass.
It's been over an hour since our scuffle with the construct, right?
Yes.
Okay. Zakara can be battle medicined again.
I think I am currently at max.
Yeah, no, I'm
But
just
yeah,
saying
that's
the 1 hour cooldown version has timed out for you. And for myself, for that matter.
Ah.
You see Kruger like scrutinizing this man, and
Or does he have an itch?
like, and he is. It looks like he's getting like frustrated and upset, but he's not quite sure what to do. He'll turn to Glizik and say, "See if there's any magic affecting this man."
Do you mind if I to give you a little once over, just to make sure nobody put anything on you that you're not aware of?
Oh, there's nothing on me like that, but sure.
Okay. Thank you for your willingness to accept whatever spell I throw next.
That's
Is it relatively
Your
this is
cooperation is
this is a good point to-
appreciated. It's Baba
are you
Cigars.
gonna eliminate his ass?
No, I'd like to do a read-or. It's going to take about a minute. Just trying to see if he's got like a modified memory on him or something like that. That might explain away some of this.
that Glizzard cast on him earlier.
He said that he was immune to like mental control and stuff earlier when we were down in the vault area. Well,
Read
before
aura is for
Oh.
objects.
Yeah, he's got stuff
Quite
around him.
objectifying him.
Hey, if we need detect magic, Galgrim's here. He can cast that too.
Yeah, read aura. You can't cast it on like a person.
Any number of objects. Is an arm not an object?
It
Is
is
his
not.
clothes not an object?
A living creature is not an object.
Kruger, make him not living, then I can do it.
Nice.
You did this to yourself, sir.
Just remember, you gave consent.
Kruger will. I will assume that he was like he sat down like as soon as he came in, but he's gonna like stand up and he's going to like grip the edge of this man's desk. And you're gonna see his fingers start like digging into the wood, like he's starting to get like really upset.
Hey, now don't damage my desk. Calm down.
While Glizzik's doing his thing, you need something to take the edge off there, Kruger?
He needs
Oh,
a
I was
he needs some
I was
crack or
assuming this
something.
was after Glizzik's reading or
Well, there is no
inability
reading.
to read, I guess.
Well, anything he's got on him should show up, though, right? That I can see. If he's wearing like a necklace that's mind controlling him, or a bracelet.
Yes,
or
you can
ring or
see.
something.
Yeah. No, he doesn't have anything on him.
He has nothing on him that's magical.
Nope.
For a magical merchant, interesting. This could be the killer. He's got the guy Mad Moody away somewhere in a chest.
He's making polyjuice potions out of them.
Exactly.
Let's kind of step into the business.
As Kruger continues to grip the desk at this man's objections, he'll say, whatever you are hiding or whatever is going on here, that does not become immediately clear to me soon, the desk is literally the last thing that you will have to worry about.
I am not lying. Now calm yourself down or leave.
I did not say you're lying, but something is going on. Your words aren't right.
My words aren't right. Maybe your understanding isn't right.
I will slam a fist into his desk,
Wow.
like unrestrained.
You trying to do damage to it?
I don't care if I do damage to it.
Well,
So
that's why I'm.
He
That's
did
why I'm
say
asking.
yeah.
unrestrained.
I clean the desk after he hits it.
Kruger
Still,
usually shows a
it
lot
still
of
has
restraint.
fist
He
hole,
restrains that
but
guy.
it's
He
clean.
restrains that guy.
If you want to like
Give it a
punch
stamp.
and go ahead and roll some damage.
All right.
I fist the fury, and then I stun it.
Oh boy, Kruger's not happy.
You hit the
That's
desk.
kindling.
It doesn't take quite as much damage as you think. It's very resistant, but you did definitely put a nice dent in it, and there's a couple cracks moving away from where your fist hit. Remember, some furniture have a pretty
Oh,
good
yeah.
hardness,
Then
Well,
I understand.
and this one
that.
seems to be more. This one seems you would have thought that you would have done a little more damage to it. So it must be made out of some pretty strong wood, some old oak or something.
Seems resolute.
Nice.
Can I roll for wood knowledge?
Yes,
Wood
nature.
knowledge.
wood knowledge.
Wood lore.
So that's the important thing right now is finding out exactly what kind of wood this
Sure,
is.
roll me a nature check.
This isn't a mahogany desk.
No,
Wood has
it is
grain.
not
Grain
mahogany.
is in nature.
I'm not gonna argue it. I just wanted to do something, okay?
Maybe stop being a spider.
The spider slinks through the fist-sized hole and investigates the desk for containing papers. The merchant in me wants to sell him some oil of mending for his desk at a discounted rate. You guys put the hole there in the first place, so I want to make a profit.
We solve problems. Sometimes it's problems we caused.
Well, we
solve
always get
them.
paid. We always get paid.
Yes, exactly.
One way or another, we're getting paid.
After slamming his fist into the desk, Kruger will go, I came here at your behest, and I'm finding more and more things do not add up. And even through all of this, you decide to insult my intelligence, despite having even a modicum of an idea of what I am capable of doing.
Can you really use those words, Kruger?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I gave him the thesaurus.
Yeah, but he
Modicum
can't
is 3
read.
words. Modicum is 3 words for him, but yes.
Yeah, you gave him a thesaurus, and he started the fire with it.
He broke the table with it.
Literally throwing the book at it.
I am not a thesaurus. I am no dinosaur.
I don't know why you're getting so upset. I have not lied to you once.
You keep saying that specifically, and I did not say that you have not lied to me. I never said you lied to me, but something is not right.
He
Well,
said
obviously
he never
something's
lied to
not
you
right.
once.
Somebody got into my vault, stole the scarab, and killed a man with it, and now they're gonna blame me.
And unless you tell me more than what you have already said, then you will be sentenced for this crime come daybreak.
I can't tell you what I don't know.
Do you think someone cast something on him?
I do not know what is going on. I just know that something is not right.
Can I do a nature check on him?
I mean, you'd have to like get up and like almost like identify him, and he ain't gonna let you do that.
He might not notice a spider while he's getting grilled by an orc.
Ah, that's right. You're a damn spider, aren't you? Yeah, go ahead.
Rathacon, his butt going through the air. Pavel Chekhov, Admiral.
Do I get a little bit more out of that because it's also my medicine skill?
No, spiders can't really do medicine.
He's breathing.
I mean, it's also yeah, but that's also the same skill I roll for medicine checks. So.
I understand that.
Give him the
Okay.
risky surgery.
It's hard to check people's like pulse and stuff like that
Can I
with
I,
like,
like-
you know.
go crawl through his hair and see if I can find like scratches or scars or like if he got hit or something?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me perception.
You want me to roll a stealth too, just to see if I get caught?
Yeah, go ahead. I wasn't going to ask you to roll a stealth. I was just going to see if he noticed you, and it would have been much easier for him to do it without a stealth. All right, doesn't seem to notice you. He kind of puts his hands up there, like puts his hand through his hair a couple times, but doesn't seem to really notice you up there. You kind of go through. You don't see any signs of like any kind of injury.
Can we come up with a reason for me to roll survival so I roll all my 20 plus skills in the same check?
Nope.
What is the scent of? What is the kind of oil he's using to clean his hair?
Oil of Olay.
Can I do a lore nebulae check for that?
For what his
For what he uses
ba-
to clean
His daily
himself.
hair
Yeah,
routine.
his bath products. All right. Anything else?
Where did Ronald say that his that he saw the bloody like like it was just kind of
It's-
like the chest?
If you saw the
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But it was like drenched to the point where it looked like a dyed piece of clothing at that point, right?
Yeah. It was like a lot of blood, but I mean, couldn't have been too bad of a wound because how would you run with a giant wound?
Yeah, well.
Remember, these are normal people. They don't see people running around with
Yeah.
holes in their chest from spears and shit.
These people only have 6 hit points.
6, damn, you're giving them a lot.
I mean, that's just like a base human, right? Or was that 8?
Oh, I don't know.
8.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if it's that many in Pathfinder. That's only
Did
if you have a class.
Did you leave the house today?
Yes, I ran outside when I heard the screams, and that's when I met you guys.
But not beforehand?
No, I was preparing for the auction.
I'm assuming he has some sort of like button up or like blouse or something like on the front, or
Yeah, I mean he has nice like nice clothes on. Yeah, like kind of like an equivalent of like a dress shirt.
You're just gonna rip open the
Yeah.
front to see if you can find the bloody stain.
I'll just say, remove your top.
Excuse me.
Nice. Blizzard
Maybe
smoking a
maybe you
cigarette.
should read some poetry to him, Kruger.
Maybe it is now you who does not understand my words. Remove
Prestidigitation.
your top.
Saxophone in the background.
I do not understand this. But
But
he unbuttons his shirt. You see his, his chest there, and a little bit of hair, and no wounds, no nothing.
Glizik, would you be able to dispel magic on him?
Not until tomorrow. And that's when the noble guy said he was going to the guards.
Mm,
Don't you always have that spell?
He did.
I usually do have it prepared, but I don't think that what I have is high enough to counteract anything that would be on him right now. So wink, wink. It has to be tomorrow.
Liar.
Unfortunately, I wink on the side that the merchant guy's on, like a rocket. I can see you winking.
mm,
And Kruger's just gonna like stare at him, and he's just gonna kind of like growl. One of you better speak to him before I do something that cannot be taken back.
there are accounts of you being in places that aren't matching up what you're telling us. One to include the running along town with a wound on you. An argument you were having with someone this morning that you don't seem to recollect. This is in addition to Mogaboo also saying that you were down in the vault when you also claimed not to be this morning.
I do not know what the conspiracy is here against me, but I was none of those things. I have a good memory, very good, in fact. I wouldn't have forgotten any of those things if I'd done them.
Right, so you can see where the conflict might be brewing. There's a lot of people saying that you are in places that you claim not to be, but if you recall, it's going to be your word against whoever they send tomorrow to come collect you when they think it's you. If everyone is pointing you in places that don't make sense against your word, of course you're going to say things that counter that.
I
You would be
understand, but I haven't left the house except when I ran outside and ran into you folk. I wasn't in the vault earlier, and I forget what the third one you said. Oh, running through the street. Yeah. No, I wasn't having an argument with anyone today until like now.
So why would others claim to be overhearing conversations with you this morning with someone? Uh, This is why we think there might be some sort of effect on you. So why do you seem to think you are so inured to being compelled magically, by the way?
Oh, I'm not immune to it. I don't know of anyone who is completely would be immune to it. But I'm just nothing happened like that. I'm not sure why you would think that.
Because everyone else seems to think you were. And I've got almost half a dozen folks putting you in places you say you aren't. That's what's going to be brought against you. So we need to figure out why you can't remember certain things, or figure out why everyone else seems to think you're in places.
If
So,
it's
go ahead.
if it helps jog your memory, uh, someone heard the person you were talking to saying that he wasn't being paid enough.
No bad dealings.
No. I mean, I pay well for services. I don't know anyone who would complain.
You also see people who want to bring you objects to sell off, yes? Perhaps it could be about that.
I usually buy these objects from people passing through town, like adventurers such as yourselves. I only buy certain objects that I can resale.
So the argument seems to be about not being paid enough for a service that was already in place. What service would you have already played? Is there anything you have that is outstanding?
No. All my
If
debts are
you,
paid.
if you, I'm sure you must keep a ledger of everything.
Well, yes.
Can you verify? Because my next train of thought is thinking that someone you've purchased services from disagrees that you've paid them enough, and if you are bringing them in to provide a service, they may be capable of affecting your ability to recall. If it wasn't someone selling a product, what else would you be bringing someone in here to discuss payments with? Also, Glizik,
He looks like he was concentrating on something when you say he stops and turns to you. Yes.
do you think that Galgrim would have Dispel at the ready today if we were to find him?
Possibly the same situation as me. I'm not sure if it's high enough.
Figured I'd throw that out there.
I just realized I left my cleaning ladle in the sink downstairs with the dwarf lady when I was helping her with the dishes. I'll be back.
Hey, Zargan.
And
Yes.
he's gonna slink downstairs.
He says that, can I start casting Dispel Magic?
I don't think you can cast as a spider, can you?
I thought I had a thing that let me do that.
Well, you'd have to have fingers in that. Spiders don't have fingers.
You mentioned there was something like that, like later on, like a high level feat.
There might be a higher level feat I'm thinking of.
I mean, you might have
You are
something like that
13.
now, but like I said, you'd have to be in a shape that could do that.
I mean, maybe, unless the ability got rid of that. We'll have to figure that out. Not worth it right now.
Because unless we have some dispel magic at our disposal here, until he's done pouring over his ledgers or whatnot, then first and foremost in my thought is that he may not recall anything, and that might be the truth as he knows it.
Maybe he would allow Glizik to try to identify any magic on him.
You said you have any sort of magical effects on you through perhaps items or whatnot?
No.
And it should be very easy to find out if something is affecting him, yes? Oh, right. Glizik just scampered off, didn't he?
He did. And I think we'll stop here tonight, folks.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, we can go get Glizik, maybe have Kruger go appropriate our wayward goblin.
Last time Kruger did that, he came back with 2 goblin arms and no a goblin.
That's why Glizik will be very motivated to come with him.
Well, we will go ahead and stop here this evening, though. We will pick up with this. I think the 11th, so next Friday, I believe, is good if everyone else is available.
I will not be.
That's pathetic.
I believe that